Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, theys, thems, and MAGA, welcome to the live. We're going to skip a lot of the pleasantries because we have someone waiting already, but I'm just going to keep this real short, really sweet. What a great day. What a fantastic day to be a Kamala Harris voter, huh? What a wonderful day to be a Kamala Harris voter. That's what I'll leave it at there. Friendly reminder, if you check out the links in the bio in the TikTok shop, there's going to be some Kamala would never merchandise because she sure wouldn't and never would. Welcome to the show, Defend the Indefensible, where Trump supporters come up and do what they do best. If you're a Trump supporter who regrets your vote, you're more than welcome to request up in the box. This is a safe space for you to share your views on what made it happen. And if you don't, I can give you several reasons as to why you should. Moma, did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Wonderful. And I'm going to take a wild guess and say that you don't regret your vote.
I do not. Absolutely not.
Fascinating. So, Moma, I have a question for you, and I think this is pretty bipartisan. Are you aware of the... One second. W's in the chat to Jordan for the $10, $9.99 super chat on the YouTube side. My guy. What's going on, Jordan? W's to you. Sorry, Ma. I was about to call you Momo. So... do you agree with the executive order that Donald Trump passed that deemed substance cartels as terrorist organizations?
Yes.
I think that was pretty bipartisan, right? Executive orders that would direct institutions that cause harm to Americans via substances or actions as terrorists that could be handled aggressively. I think that was a pretty good idea. Not so much in execution. That's where we get things messy, but the idea, the sentiment in and of itself is pretty solid. Cool. So what do you think about an executive order that Donald Trump can draft up that is deeming cults as terrorist organizations?
Colts, is he doing that?
What?
I haven't heard about that. I don't really think...
No. This is an idea that Donald Trump has expressed or anything like that. I was just, brainstorming in my bed earlier today when I couldn't breathe and stuff. I have asthma. And I was wondering about other organizations that we can also deem as terrorists, other organizations that we can meet aggressively to protect the interests of American citizens' lives.
Yeah, I don't really think Americans have a big issue with cults at the moment. I think cults kind of have fallen off in recent years. There hasn't really been any big cult events lately. So
I mean, we've had quite a few. I mean, even if we're to go broader than cults, we can talk about some terrorist organizations such as Boogaloo Boys, Proud Boys, so on and so forth, that have very strong held ideologies that has directly led to the harm of Americans. So there's that. But in regards to cults, whether you're leaning more religious or otherwise, that is still very much a rampant problem in the U.S., whether the media covers it or not.
Rampant?
Yeah.
I don't... Name one cult.
Name one cult? What was the name of that one in Nebraska? Shoot. I actually just looked this up earlier. I don't remember the name of it. Are you under the belief that we don't have cults anymore?
I mean, I'm sure we do somewhere, but I don't really think it's a big issue.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
I think there's bigger issues going on right now than cults. I'm sure you're aware of too.
I mean, we have plenty of issues. I would argue cults is one of them as well. But regardless of that, do you not think that terrorist organizations or cults that would cause harm to Americans should be addressed by the United States government accordingly?
I'm sure I do, but it's not a priority because I don't really think it has that big of effect compared to other issues.
Oh, well, we have, let's see, there's the Moonies, Shincheonji Church, Abstract Alliance, American Dream. This one's interesting, actually. This one's not violent, though. We don't care about these guys. Manson family. I remember that one. So, I am of the firm belief that Trump supporters are very much in a cult. They've shown it time and time again with the way that they will defend every single action that their administration or the president himself even criticize other individuals for, such as Iran. Obama had several actions that he took in regards to Iran, one of them being monumental, such as the JCPOA, where he made a deal in regards to tempering the ability for them to make nuclear weapons. And then Donald Trump, year after he took the Oval Office, pulled us out of said deal. And now here we are saying that they are going to threaten us with the weapons that they wouldn't have never had if the deal was still in place. So why is it that in 2013, and a little bit before then, Donald Trump said that the president of the United States is weak and ineffective if he can't get a deal with Iran. And then Thursday, he was incapable of doing that himself.
I think when you have a bully, you don't make deals with a bully. You crush them. You eliminate them. I don't think that we need to be bullied into a deal by Iran.
Oh.
I think we should take them out, and that's what Trump is doing, and that's what I voted for.
Can you give me an indicator that Iran tried to bully us into the deal? If anything, it was the U.S. and that tried to spearhead any deal making. Iran has always been resistant, but one person was able to get it done. And for the guy who allegedly co-wrote the art of the deal, you would think he'd have an exceptional record behind doing that.
The way they were trying to bully us is essentially by getting nukes in the first place. I mean, we didn't want them to do that, and we're not gonna, if we tell them not to do that, we shouldn't have to
getting
considerate
nukes is
their
to
every
bully us.
desire.
Hold on, that's a very very interesting position you hold there. You think
Yes.
nukes is for the sole purpose of bullying?
I think yeah.
Then you
think
should
that's
look
what
no
people use
further
nukes
than the
for.
United States, the only country who has ever used nukes on others.
I know we have, okay, but you look at the other.
So other
dictators.
countries, in response to the United States being the aggressors in these scenarios and wanting to have their own form of defense, so the U.S. can't bully them, you cannot then, in return, be a bully.
We didn't bully Japan. Japan, we were already at war with them, right? When you look at a bully,
Yeah,
right,
you can bring up
would you agree that
Japan.
Putin-
You were
would
talking
you
about
agree that
Iran.
Putin
You
is a
made the
bully?
argument that they wanted nukes to
You
bully
brought up
us.
Japan.
No, I literally didn't.
You brought up the
Yes, I'm aware of the
Americans are
nukes. The
only
one
country
time that we
nukes.
used
What-
nukes. Yes,
who did we
this is
use it
about
on? Who did
Iran.
we use it
You
on?
tried to use that. You tried to use Iran wanting nukes as an example to say that they were wanting to be bullies,
Yes.
despite the fact that other places wanted to get nukes because the United States does, and we're currently playing around with people who are teasing, even pressing the button. That's only a response to
Like
the
Putin.
aggressors. They cannot
Yeah.
themselves be bullies in that fashion.
Would you say that Putin is a bully?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd agree with that for sure.
Takes nothing to say that, and we're quite
Mhm.
literally cozying to them too.
Yeah, because they have nukes. That's what allows them to be a bully. If they didn't have nuclear weapons, they wouldn't be able to be a bully because we would be able to eliminate them.
Not the case at all. Russia has
100%
never just responded with rhetoric in regards to nukes, and W's for the cap. I appreciate you, Debbie. They've never actually given any severe or serious inclination to actually utilizing them.
They don't have to. The fact that they have them alone is enough deterrence to deter any sort of military action, right? It's the whole idea of mutually assured destruction.
Apparently
If
not.
the Iranian regime, yes, it is.
No, not to Ukraine, who's been fending themselves off pretty well, especially up
defend-
until
defending
2025.
themselves. They've been defending themselves. They haven't been able to.
No, and they've
aggress.
made ground as well. They were able to push them out of the region. 2024. Donbass specifically,
Okay.
they were holding their ground.
Yeah, a country isn't going to use nukes unless that country itself is at risk, right? Russia has never been at risk from Ukraine, not one time, right? But if Russia was at risk
That
from
does
America,
not support your argument here. If they've never been at risk, then why are we supporting them?
why are we supporting who? Ukraine?
Russia.
Or Russia.
We're not supporting Ukraine. We've told Ukraine to buck
We're
up
not
and shut
supporting.
up.
We're not supporting Russia either.
We quite literally have been. Are
How
you
have we
aware
been
of the
supporting
28
Russia?
point, now down to 20, and I don't even know where it's at anymore, peace plan that was negotiated without Ukraine?
How is negotiating a peace plan supporting them? Or supporting peace, maybe. Sure.
Oh, okay. Let me help you out because you apparently are unaware of the peace plan.
How much money
Ukraine
have we
was
sent
supposed
to
to
Russia,
give
and how
up
much money have we sent
650
Ukraine?
to 800,000 troops of their military. They were supposed to get that many out of the region as a part of the deal, seceding to Russia. They were supposed to give up land, seceding to Russia. The aid that was been given to Ukraine to rebuild their cities was going to be 50% given to the United States, and that's going to be lifted off or taken from the sanctions that we'd lift off of Russia. Russia has been given no consequence, no penalty whatsoever for their aggression towards Ukraine for the last 4 years. The deal that you're talking about is very much succumbing to Russia. If
How
you've
much
read
money
it.
have we sent Russia? How many weapons have we sent Russia?
We didn't have to send them weapons.
Okay, how many weapons have we sent Ukraine? How much money have we sent Ukraine?
You tell me.
I'm gonna say probably billions of dollars. I don't know the exact number. Okay,
What's your
but
point?
it seems clear to me that if we're sending one side weapons and money, that's probably the side we're supporting, right?
That's the side we
logically makes
were
sense.
supporting. I don't know if you like are conveniently leaving out the fact that this was all done under the Biden administration, because the Biden administration stood for America, which allegedly doesn't stand for bullies. And then the Trump administration came in and started welcoming them with open arms.
Russia, the Trump administration tried to negotiate peace.
No,
because you don't want a war that goes on forever, right? They did.
Negotiating peace isn't looking at the aggressor and giving them all of the cards. That is not what we saw in February of 2025 when Zelensky came to the White House.
Well, they didn't get.
He was attacked. He was verbally assaulted, and he was told to cut down. That's what he was told to do. So I don't know what idea of peace you think is happening here, but it's clearly not the case, especially for Russia, who just refuses to sign an agreement that says we will give Ukraine security guarantees that we can't attack them again. That's all Ukraine has asked for this entire time. Bare minimum. You want peace? We can stop the fighting. Just secure our, so what I'm looking for. Just give us security measures. They'll say they can't do this again. That's all they ask for. Russia can't even agree to that simple thing.
I know. We didn't get peace.
Great. So let's bring this back to Iran. Let's go ahead and bring this back to Iran. Reports around 1 or 2 a.m. this morning show that Iran made several strikes in Iran. Israel made several strikes in Iran, and then U.S. tried to play the shy girlfriend. About an hour later, finally, they came out and said that we worked alongside them. Trump addressed the nation and went as far as even mentioned that American bodies can be casualties of war. So explain to me what exactly about any of that was America first.
For one, we're taking out a threat to America. Iran is a threat to America.
The threat that Donald Trump instigated.
No, they were a threat to America before Trump.
No,
they were a threat to America
just fine under previous administrations.
No, we weren't.
And actions that were taken actions that were taken to increase their power or threat to America happened after Donald Trump made it worse in 2017, 2018.
No. We're not doing this fine. But under Biden, Iran was making big moves on the world stage. They were funding all sorts of harmful groups. You had the Houthis. You had
we funded them too.
You had Hezbollah. You had them attacking boats in the Bering Strait, driving all our prices up. You had them attacking Israel, Hamas. That's one of our allies.
Yeah, they defended themselves against Israel.
Who did?
Iran.
They defended themselves?
That's correct.
Hamas defended themselves.
I said Iran defended themselves. I never said anything about Hamas on October 7th.
Okay, well, who funds Hamas? Which country?
Several proxies.
Yeah, including Iran, right? Do you think that it's an issue when a country funds a terrorist organization like that?
Yeah, but you guys don't seem to care when the United States does it.
Well, what terrorist attacks has the United States funded?
Easy. United States has been very rampant, specifically in the last year, in funding domestic terrorism, or at least supporting it verbally.
Are you talking about ICE?
That's one group.
Comparison?
Yes.
That's your comparison
That's
to
one group.
October 7th?
Also allowing Proud Boys into ICE. I mean, I would say that's another issue. We would then be supporting other cults or terrorist groups, domestic terrorist groups, and then giving them badges and state sanctioning their attacks on American civilians as well.
It's insane that you would compare Hamas to ICE. That's just ridiculous.
I didn't compare them. I just simply said they're in the same category. One's a domestic terrorist and one's a forest terrorist.
Like, man, it's really disingenuous to make that comparison.
So, may I ask a question, please?
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Sure.
Hector.
Hey.
Hi, chat. Hi, Tube. Okay, so my question would be is that are you under the belief that Trump removing the U.S. from the JCPOA had absolutely no consequence? It had no consequence on how Iran decided to move forward as of May 18th of 2018. Like,
no, it did have consequence.
It did? Okay, what would those consequences be?
Iran ramped up their nuclear facilities.
Okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, here we are now, right?
What are you doing?
So wouldn't basically we don't have to go through anything else in regards to this conversation, because with the U.S. in the JCPOA, the actual enforcement was there once we left. They had no reason to adhere to it anymore, none whatsoever. Even though we don't have necessarily any evidence per se to say that they actually have any type of nuclear weapons or anything of that nature.
That they have enriched uranium.
Exactly. That's what we
Yeah,
have evidence
that's what
of,
it is.
and that's what um, that's what
60%
Trump
enriched
removing us
uranium.
from it actually led to. So why would we want to support Donald Trump, um, the same guy who basically emboldened Iran to basically further their nuclear program, to be the same guy to think that he wouldn't go to war with them?
I wanted him to go to war with them.
You wanted us to go to war with Iran?
Not surprising.
Yes, absolutely.
But didn't Trump tell you no new wars?
He did.
So do you not believe what Donald Trump says out of his mouth?
I think that this is no new wars because I think the best way to prevent new wars is to
This is no
destroy
new
your
wars.
enemies. That way they can't go to war with you, right? Once you destroy your enemies, then there can't be any new wars because there's no enemies.
The
right?
best
That's the
way
idea.
to prevent new wars is to start wars, not
Yeah.
take any action whatsoever to reduce the casualties, to negotiate peace deals, to lead with diplomacy after eliminating the diplomatic actions of previous presidents to not have wars. That's what I'm hearing. Fascinating.
Diplomacy under Biden was extremely ineffective, right? We had tons of wars under Biden. What we need is strength.
Really?
We need to project strength.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Did you
what I
vote for
believe.
Donald? Did you vote for Donald Trump because of the wars under Biden, in part?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay. So you voted for Biden because he started these
I didn't
wars,
vote for Biden.
which is a stupid point. And then you didn't vote for Biden because he started these wars, and then you voted for Trump because he ran off of no new wars, and then lied to you guys for the last couple of months about
Biden didn't
ending 8 wars,
these wars.
and then he's been a part of all of these different proxy wars. We have the 9 to 12 day war mid last year with Israel and Iran, and then now we're just going full mask off.
Biden didn't start the wars, right? Russia started the wars and Iran started the wars, and Biden didn't do
What
anything. about
war did Iran start?
the war between Israel and Gaza.
Oh, Iran did that?
Yes,
Fascinating. Cool. What evidence
Yes.
do you have to support that claim?
Iran backs Hamas.
Iran backs Hamas.
Yes, Iran funds Hamas. They give weapons to Hamas. It's like well-known fact.
Great. So
Same thing with
they
the
started
Houthis,
it, right?
same thing with
That would be
Hezbollah.
them starting it, right?
Yes, because
Okay,
Hamas
cool.
started it with the October 7th attack.
I just want to go and mention this here that none of that he mentioned has to do with the nukes. So now it's not about nukes. I just want to point that out. Now it's about defending Israel. Just anyway.
It's about a country that is sponsoring terror all over the Middle East. They're sponsoring terrorist groups, and they're trying to get nuclear weapons, and they're brutalizing their own people. And I don't think that we should just let that fly as America.
I think
we
he
should-
ran off of
I don't think we
America
should
first,
bend the
and whatever
knee.
actions Iran takes
Okay,
from their own
America-
citizens and other individuals is an Iran problem. I think you ran off of cutting funding for other. Hold on. Hey, MoMA. It looks like your rhetoric does not comply with community guidelines. You got a misinformation flag. So on that note, maybe Google the claims that you make next time, okay? Here's what I need you guys to do. Super tap the screen. Super tap the screen. Super tap the screen. Super tap the screen. We have 335 people in here. Let's get the likes up to 50K and beyond. Share out the live with your friends and family. Repost the live. Add it to your stories. Send your daily heart me's if you haven't already. Of course, if you're not following me, hit that follow button in the top left corner. We are live every Saturday after 3 p.m. CST and randomly throughout the week. Let's knock out this little gift goal here. We have about 79 more of these Blossom Bunnies left to get us boosters out in the FYP. Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people that I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you may call on the number on screen, 737-295-5321.
What happened to the last guy?
The one I just dropped, the other one didn't load.
Oh.
Like that guy isn't loading as well. And I'm getting somebody else up in here. Oh. So yeah, guys, I think cults should be treated as terrorist organizations in the United States. And then once we get that executive order passed, we can properly address MAGA. That is my argument today. Because I just want to remind everyone that he ran off of no new wars. And then last night, he sounded like he was very comfortable with wars. It sounds like he almost said verbatim, we're going to send your children to die, and that's just the price you have to pay. Last I checked, all those wars under Biden, didn't have a single American soldier dropped in combat. I don't remember that. I don't remember any of those wars leading to American citizens getting yeeted. And then Donald Trump just embraced it on national television.
Call from
Chris.
Chris, you're on the line. Did you vote for Trump?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Do you regret your vote?
Not at all.
Great. So, what do you think about us deeming terrorist organizations as, or cults as terrorist organizations?
I don't think about it at all.
You know what? Hold on. I've talked to you before. You're just a weirdo who just calls in just to say you don't think about anything and you don't care about anything. What the fuck is the point of you calling all the damn time? You just call in to say how much you don't think or care about anything. The fuck are we doing? What is wrong with you, dude? It's fucking weird.
Brother, from Syria, need the help. Please, 5 minutes,
I
bro.
wish you the
Please.
best, buddy. Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people that I want to have a conversation with, or call in the number on screen. If you don't care, you don't care. In fact, I hope you get drafted first. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. By the way, technically I'm outside of the age range of the selective service requirements for drafts. They upped it up for 1 year from 25 to 26. I am now 28, so I'm good. But in emergency war times, they can go all the way up to 40, 45, if I'm not mistaken. So you never know what can happen. So I do want to let you guys know that I am taking applications for anyone who would like a draft daddy. If you like a draft daddy, I am taking applications. You can go ahead and start with the application fee, $10 to the links in the bio, and then send me a message, and we'll go ahead and sift through all the individuals and see what you guys want. Draft daddy applications.
Wow. Have you? This is the same person.
Brother, please, 5 minutes, bro.
Oh,
Please.
whoopsie.
Get the blast you.
So, have you read his statement on? I don't want to mispronounce his name, but the Ayatollah.
No.
Oh, well, he posted it. He posted a statement on True Social. I can send it to you, or you can just pull it up.
I'll pull it up here. Let me
You
see.
gotta scroll down some because he has his little video that he did last night as the pinned post.
Okay.
So you just gotta scroll down some.
Let's see what he said here. Dun, 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 dun. And shoot social.
Oh, also chat. I got blocked today by someone because they thought I was talking to them because of something that they said in the comments on someone else's panel. I just want you all to know. That if you say something, all right, put a LOL smiley face or something beside it. I don't know what to tell you. All right, Ashley, no.
This would be within the hour, right?
Yeah, it was an hour ago.
Let's see. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. Continue to tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 50K and beyond. Show the algorithm what to be here. Send your daily heart me's if you have not already. Share out the live with your friends and family. Repost, add it to your story. Do all the good things. Let me get this up on here. Should you read
I
it?
don't know. I feel like maybe some of you are just not like maybe unfamiliar with like imperialism, the way that the U.S. does it, like the regime changes and whatnot. Bring it over some to the center. Like
I think the problem is,
maybe
Erica, is that if Trump does it, it's for our best interests. They don't care what word defines it. They don't care what it's associated with. They don't care about our long-standing history of lying to people. It's Trump. So
we're
it's
not
fine.
good at regime change though. We're just really, really bad at it. And
all.
like you, like Grenada, the only one that's been like done that worked out was Panama.
Mm.
But like Guatemala, Ecuador, Chile, Iran, like Iran already. They're doing another one. I mean, like we got another one within 100 years. Yes, South Korea. Look at the Korean War. I need you all to like make it make sense. And I think what's odd though, Hector, is that people don't understand that these things aren't black and white. So saying that the U.S. is bad for regime change, like we can also look at Iraq. Doesn't mean that people support what the Ayatollah was doing. We don't support the Islamic State, if that makes sense. Well, I could say I don't. I just don't think that the U.S. should be involved. I think it was something for the people to actually do.
Very much so. I don't think this has anything to do with us, to be completely honest with you. I think it's more so Israel. All of these
Oh
actions
yeah,
were
most
taken at the
definitely.
behest of Bibi Netanyahu.
Oh, most definitely. Israel has been looking for like someone to U.S. president to assist him with a regime change in Iran for like decades now, and now he finally got an idiot. All right, he found his fool, the biggest fool of them all, the biggest, the largest.
Friendly reminder that after the strikes between, what is it, May and July of 2025 that we took, the ones that didn't actually, help the problem, the alleged problem, I should say, the IAEA lost their cooperation with Iranian officials to go and inspect their nuclear facilities. So the last check and balance that we had on Iran ended when Donald Trump decided to get pissy. And then Donald Trump, in his own words, after some of the strikes, he kept, no, this was in regards to, he kept screaming and crying that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Remember that? Remember that F-bomb he dropped on national television? Remember that?
Yeah, he said they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And look at him enabling them again. I guess they found out what they're doing now.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty.
Oh, this also has been in plans for months. I don't know if you read about that.
It has. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Khamenei, one of the most evil people in history, is dead. This is not only justice for the people of Iran, but for all great Americans and those people from many countries throughout the world that have been killed or, I'm going to watch that word, muted, blah, 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 by Khamenei. I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. And this gang of bloodthirsty thugs. He was unable to avoid our intelligence and highly sophisticated tracking systems, all those highly sophisticated systems. So we're begging AI systems to give us more. And working closely with Israel, they were not a thing he or the other leaders that have been killed along with him, could do. This is the single greatest chance leaders have had. No. Yes. This is the single greatest chance for the Iranian people to take back their country. We are hearing that many of their IRGC, military, and other service and police forces no longer want to fight. I want to see that. And are looking for immunity from us. They want that immunity, like that presidential immunity I got, to make sure I don't get prosecuted. As I said last night, now they can have immunity. Later, they only get death. What? Hopefully, the IRGC and police will peacefully merge with the Iranian patriots and work together as a unit to bring back the country to the greatness it deserves. That process should soon be starting in that not only the death of Khamenei, but the country has been, in only one day, very much destroyed and even obliterated. Iran is obliterated. Okay. The heavy and pinpoint bombing, however, will continue uninterrupted throughout the week, or as long as necessary to achieve our objective of peace throughout the Middle East and indeed the world. Thank you for your attention to this matter, DJT. So, we can expect more children's hospitals to be bombed. The death toll was 40, found it out as 60, and that was as of 2 hours ago. I'm pretty sure the numbers rose from there. More civilians are going to be yeeted. The people that you want to take back their government from the corrupt Iranian officials are the ones that you're killing. So there's that. Figure that shit out.
Has he ever blamed Iran for has he ever blamed Iran for interfering in the elections?
That's a good question. I'm going to see.
Yes, he did on
Hey
this.
Dan, where the hell you come from? Scared the crap out of
Hey,
me.
sorry. Hey, Erica. Hey, Arthur.
What's
Hey,
up,
everybody.
man?
Yeah. In his post last night, he blamed Iran for interfering in the 2020 and 2024 elections to try to stop Trump. Quote.
Yeah,
I don't know
he
if
did. But has he done it before then?
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm about to look into, because I know he always said China, but I never heard him say Iran before.
To be fair, we did have some regime agents that attempted to in our election, and they were sanctioned. And this was September 27th of 2024. I'm seeing here, Trump pushes crackpot election theory as bonkers war excuse. Oh. Iran tried to interfere in 2020-24 elections to stop Trump and now faces renewed war with the United States. Interesting.
Yeah. So Erica's question would be like if he had ever put that forward prior to last night, which I think is a good question, or if he's just pulling it out of his ass.
I think he's pulling it out of his ass.
Ah,
He's pulling it out of his poopy diaper.
he made this post.
Pulling it out of his wherever.
This is 4:30 this morning from whatever justthenews.com is. While Democrats and their I don't know how to say this word, stenographers in mainstream media screamed about a fever dream involving collusion between Russia and Trump, the Iranian regime deployed unnoticed election influence operation. So then again, we also sanctioned those same Russian entities that you denied. And then you have Trump supporters running off of, see, y'all tried to get him off of Russian collusion, and it wasn't true. It was true. We just couldn't tie Trump to it. Russia colluded. Weird. Trump supporters.
And, we have the indictments and convictions to show for it. Anyone that says, "Oh, the Mueller investigation was a waste of time," I mean, we have Paul Manafort, which was Trump's former campaign chairman, and several other members of Trump's campaign and then later his administration were implicated. Just because Trump himself wasn't implicated does not mean that there's no truth to the collusion. And when I say Trump himself is not implicated, I mean there literally wasn't a smoking gun. Even Mueller himself in the report said this is not like a determination of whether or not the Trump campaign colluded with Russia.
Literally. They're in denial, bro. They're in denial. Trump supporters request up in the box you the demographic of people that I want to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you may call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Erica, you had something? Then I have some thank yous.
Oh, I was gonna say but I know that there have been Iranian strikes in what's the place called? Kuwait, Qatar, and Bahrain. They struck bases or near bases, like U.S. facilities in those three countries. And then like earlier this morning, there were reports that they were trying to like hit the Burj Khalifa in the UAE. So there's that. I have to see.
I also heard on Cubby's Live that in Bahrain, aside from the military installment that was targeted, civilians were also either targeted or experienced collateral damage. Which, I mean, I don't like that word, but yeah.
Yeah, some babies, some little girls at an all-girls school in Iran, 60 little girls have been unalived due to a strike from Israel and I'm going to say from the U.S. and Israel.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the reason so many...
Thank you for the gifts.
That's the reason so many... Americans, even if they disagree with the leadership in Iran, would not be for U.S. intervention or U.S. and joint U.S.-Israeli intervention because very clearly our administration is incompetent and the motives are not benevolent. So we even see from the I guess opposition leader in Iran. I think you had sent me this his statement last night, Erica.
Yeah.
That he, even though he wanted the removal of this administration, he was pleading with President Trump to be careful in regards to civilians, and we're already seeing why he would feel the need to emphasize that. It's really, really sad.
And it's like what you said, though. You said Trump is like a bull in a china shop. There's not going to be any care for civilians here. And then the thing about it is that we don't get it from like foreign news media. We're not going to get it from U.S. media because our government is not going to be honest about the number of civilians that that are being unalived. It's just like what they did in his first administration with the drone strikes and whatnot. They weren't honest about it. Like, we'll never know exactly how many civilians were unalive. I hate saying that. I'm a fucking adult. That were, I can't say it because it's Hector's, but unalive in the first term.
Yeah, the Trump administration repealed the rule regarding reporting drone deaths. So,
yep.
Ooh, that's
Are you guys still pushing the Russian?
So, Really quickly, let me say some thank yous. W's in the chats in the hall for the $2 Venmo, because I don't know if I asked for reparations for my white side or my Iranian side today. You never ask for reparations for your white side. That's a wild fucking statement. You may be able to get something because you're Iranian, whatever the fuck side. W's in the chat to Barbara for the $25 PayPal. I've been waiting all day for a creator that I could listen to, and I knew wouldn't take shit from the callers. Thank you. I'm like, stand for something. Stand on something. That's all I have. Stand for something. Stand on something. You cannot stand on Donald Trump being the president of peace, the president of protecting Americans, the president of the best foreign relations, and then support this action that he just took. You just can't. It's not consistent. And I just find it crazy how many of them are so quick to walk back all the reasons they voted for him in 2024 just because he says now it's a good thing. Everyone knows Iranian is bad. Iran is bad. Iran is a threat to Americans. No one's denying that. But the second you say the actions that he took here is ridiculous, and then he completely breezed over any action taken to avoid military aggression, that's supporting Iran now. And that's how they spend things. That's how they spend things. W's in the chat to Sean. Hold on. Shit. Hold on. Go back. W's in the chat to Sean for the $20 super chat. Speaking as a veteran to the belligerently ignorant masses, go look up pics of outcomes of the Iraq War, especially SSG Henline. 90% third-degree burns and 5% fourth-degree burns. Look up some brain damage vets. This is very close to that playbook. Cut benefits, cut taxes for the rich, start a war. We've been through this before. Follow the patterns. Yes, Erica, and then we'll get to this guy.
Oh. All right. Thank you for your patience, Gixer. Shout out to Ms. Barbara. Thank you, Ms. Barb, for the $25. Ms. Barb said, so glad to hear you here. It's been a rough day. Yes, ma'am, it has. On the plus side, I got my shirt today. Awesome. Doing all the good things. Thank you so much, Ms. Barbara. Remember, if you want to be included in the commercial, you can definitely inbox me a pic of you and your gear, and you'll be included. Thank you. Did you
say about a commercial?
Yeah, if people send me a picture, like of them in their gear, I'm gonna put them in a cute commercial. It's just gonna be an ad. That's all.
Got you.
Yeah. Thank you, Gooch.
So mad about my shirt. I gave her the wrong zip code, and now my shit's being delayed. Fuck. Anyway.
It's coming.
All right, Gixer. We already know you voted for Trump. And I think it's safe to say that you don't regret your vote. You should also fix that background noise that you just have there. What do you come up here to cry about today?
Oh, my bad. I had my AC on in my car. No, I'm just wondering why you guys are still pushing the Russia BS. I'm gonna start charging y'all for these fact checks, you know.
Did Russian entities interfere in the 2016, 2020, and 2024 election?
Of course. So did China,
So Russia,
as they have been historically. Yes.
Russia.
That's not the argument your side of the aisle was making. Hence the word conclusion and hence the word collusion and why it's so important. So I like how they moved the goalpost after Trump was proven to not have.
To accept, press 1.
Caller, you're on the line. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. And do you regret your vote?
Not in the slightest.
Not in the slightest. Interesting. I have a question for you if you don't mind answering.
Sure.
Did you like the executive order Donald Trump passed that deemed substance cartels as terrorist organizations?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I think that's something we can bipartisanly agree with. When it comes to actions or business practices of an institution that can cause harm to American civilians, we should treat them accordingly. So what do you think about an executive order that we can draft up that we would deem cults as the same thing?
An executive order that would say what?
That would deem cults as the same thing, terrorist organizations that we can use the full force of, like, the military to take out.
Well, a cult is by definition nothing but a minority religion, which typically, it's not even defined by the beliefs, merely a religion which is a minority. So no, we should not broadly categorize cults as such. That would be unconstitutional, in fact.
So
religious freedom.
Do you think drug cartels are the majority of citizens? You do not think it's a minority sector that would constitute these drug cartels? Also,
no, a drug cartel is by definition.
If I'm not mistaken, cults doesn't have to be religious.
a cult does not have to be religious, but it is typically characterized by religious behavior. Keep in mind, religion does not necessarily mean belief in
correlates,
deity.
not always the cause.
Exactly. A cult is a very small belief system that does not have, for instance, if Christianity were smaller, it would be considered by definition a cult. If Hinduism were smaller, it would be considered a cult. So the definition of cult is
I would say the action to classify it into the cult sector would be more so based off of the harm that can cause to not only their members, but people on the outside.
That would be a fallacious definition.
How so?
That is not the definition of the word cult.
Sure. The definition of the word cult is a relatively small group of people having beliefs or practices, especially relating to religion, that are regarded by others as strange or sinister, or as imposing excessive control over members.
Exactly, and they can be religious or ideological.
That's
and
correct.
Both religious and ideological practice, so long as it does not directly contradict the Constitution in abridging others' freedoms, are protected.
That's correct.
So
and
no,
if we were to pass an executive order to go after cults, it shouldn't be on the basis of it being or having any religious affiliation. It should be more so based off the actions of said cult.
Well, it's not a matter of the cult then, it's the matter of the actions of the people. So there should be no executive order targeting
the name
cults.
or belief system of the cult is where the threat would come from said cult and its position.
If there is an organized cult that makes actions to directly abridge other people's freedoms, yes, they can and should be targeted, but not on the basis of the fact that they are.
That's literally what I'm talking about. That's the only cults I care about.
Then sure.
Okay.
This could be arranged depending on the circumstances.
Depending on the circumstances, absolutely. There's a cult down in, I don't know, Alabama that thinks that rabbits are God, and they like to go out into parks and let out 15 rabbits to go hop everywhere. I don't give a shit about that cult. I think it's weird, but you like bunnies, you like bunnies. You try to fuck the bunnies, then we can go talk about that. But there's other cults that have a little bit more destructive ideologies. There are other cults that are trying to get into positions of power that straight up the president of the United States has appointed into certain positions. And I think those people should be addressed as domestic terrorists.
Interesting. What cults would you purport are doing these things?
Sure. Again, cult would be loosely defined in how I'm applying it. But if we're talking about any type of terrorist organization, how we deem it as such, I would very much say white nationalists and supremacists.
And on what grounds would you say that white nationalism per se is unconstitutional, in the sense of not holding the belief? Because you can hold whatever belief you want and you can spread whatever belief you want, but the moment you attempt to enforce your belief by abridging other people's freedoms is the moment it becomes unconstitutional.
Easy.
White nationalism, in the sense of holding or even promoting the ideology, is protected by constitutional free speech.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works, but sure, you can say a bunch of nonsense, absolutely, and then we'd be more so talking
freedom
about
of speech, freedom of press, and freedom of association shall not be abridged.
Yeah.
These are fundamental.
So one of the groups that I would argue again, or one of the ways that white nationalists or white supremacists have implemented their ideologies would be in the likes of Stephen Miller, or even Donald Trump's actions by banning Muslim countries or people from Muslim countries from entering the region, or even Afghan nationals from coming into the country. We can talk about his fast tracking of white South Africans on an alleged genocide that he made up, versus canceling the asylum applications of individuals from Sudan, the Congo, and other regions which reflect predominantly black and brown countries.
On what grounds do you condemn pro-white activism?
On what grounds do I condemn pro-white activism?
Exactly.
On the grounds of the Constitution. This nation is a diverse one where everyone would have equal rights under the law, and any preferential treatment towards white people based off of an alleged replacement theory would be violation of said rights.
The thing you must understand is that the Constitution protects us all by race. It does not protect us all in the sense that it provides for unfettered immigration into the nation. We have control over our borders as to who we will let in to become citizens. Only when you become a citizen do you gain these rights. No outside people
or ethnic group has the right that anyone who resides in the United States, regardless of citizenship, would have the protection of the Constitution.
If they enter
Can I just
the
confirm
United
something
States,
really quick?
This is
I don't mean to interrupt.
It is a policy of who is allowed into the nation. You do not
Can you
get
tell me what part of the
constitutional rights.
Constitution speaks on who's allowed into the nation?
It does not.
So what are we?
I just want to confirm something really quick, Hector, if you don't mind.
Yes.
It does not speak on who
Go
is
ahead.
allowed into the nation.
He can't hear me, to be clear.
Did I hear? Oh, he can hear me. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I hear the guest wash white supremacy as pro-white activism? I just want to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah, that's a good point. Question for you: did you try to sane wash pro-white nationalism?
Indeed, I 100% did.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting. What is pro-white nationalism to you?
Pro-white nationalism to me is the preservation of the white race. We are a minority. We are in the great minority. And we have set up large, very successful societies which are being taken from us.
Where are
we
you
are the minority, not in the West.
What do you say?
We are the minority.
Where?
Globally. I think,
In the
yeah,
world,
globally.
there are more of virtually every other race than us.
Yes.
There's more black people than us, more Indians than us, more Asians than us. We are a minority.
Yes, that's correct in the world. But we're talking about the United States here.
Yes, we were the majority of this country, 100%. I would ask you why you think a nation has the obligation to be diverse. Why do we have the obligation to be culturally diverse?
There's not
I
so
have
much
no problem
an
with
obligation,
ethnic
but
diversity.
there's nothing that would stop it. This country has quite literally been built off of its diversity and acceptance of different cultures and belief systems. We've utilized them for the betterment of society. So anyone who tries to change the country into what the opposing would be people who would be supporters of segregation, slavery, banning individuals from other countries on the basis of race versus merit, so on and so forth.
That is a fundamental misconstruing of what I'm saying.
I mean,
I have no problem with ethnic diversity.
Went to
Allow
the
me to
world
state what
to
I'm
point
saying.
out how you were a minority, when here in the United States, from which you're speaking from, you would be a majority. And even with the alleged
100%.
mass immigration under Democratic administrations that's taken place, you still have not been under threat. So there's that. The reason why white people are under threat is because your birth rates are declining, not because immigrants are taking your jobs or your livelihoods or any of that. It's because you guys are having issues reproducing.
I am fully aware of this. You are, however, dodging what I was attempting to say.
Sure. What do you?
I am not against ethnic diversity. I'm not against ethnic diversity. I am, however, against cultural diversity. America is a melting pot. We're not a salad bowl. If you are coming into our country and you do not want to assimilate into the culture, this has nothing to do with race. Cultures are racial, so races have cultures. If you are of a certain race and you do not want to give up your culture or to a large degree assimilate with American culture and American identity, you should not be allowed into the nation.
So what culture are we referencing? White culture or American culture?
We are referencing American culture, which is comprised of many different races. It is a melting pot. However, as I said, it is not a salad bowl. It is all about assimilation and identity, national identity, not racial identity. I support white power, but I do not support white supremacy. Let's just put it that way.
Well,
you got a point.
Alrighty. Okay. So I'm a
and
little
people.
confused as to what the fuck that means. So I need some clarification here. You said you support American culture, but not racial culture. What am I missing here?
American culture is by definition multiracial. From the beginning of our nation, there have been people of many different races here.
Precisely.
Races have cultures. America is multiracial, yet it has one culture. If we are to let in people from other cultures,
traits of this
I wish to
one
assimilate
culture?
to ours.
What is
Traits of
American culture?
Strong individualism, focus on free speech, focus on national identity, but yet also fundamental family identity as the building blocks of society. You have Christian values, for one, not in the sense of prescriptive necessarily, but merely, bans on murder,
You got
we
the
ended
private
slavery,
sector,
things like that. Strong
open
national
market.
identity as a
Gangster, be
people
quiet.
together, united for the good of all the citizens, and even now somewhat as the police force of the world.
God bless you.
The Rome, as it were, of the modern era.
being the police force of the world is not an American culture. Family
It's not
values
American
isn't
culture at all. It is
American culture. Several things you mentioned have nothing to do with American culture. In fact, if we were to look at what America has done, or better yet, what it's doing now under this administration, historically, that administration would be challenging those cultures that you're referencing.
Americans have a culture. Every nation, by definition, has a culture. American identity is the fundamental premise of American culture, that you are an American first and foremost. It's not that you're this race or you're that race or you're this ethnicity
Would
or
an
that
aspect
ethnicity.
of
You're
assimilating
this
to
political
American
party or that
culture
political
being
party.
speaking English?
I would say that's not necessarily a fundamental part of American culture, because the language is merely the tool through which we communicate ideas, not necessarily the basis of the ideas themselves. So multilinguality could
That's
indeed
with a
be
large portion of other things that you
part
can
of
mention
American
as well.
culture. Exactly. My point is that other cultures are incompatible with American culture. For instance, from the Muslim countries, they still practice slavery. They kill gay people. They oppress women. They're coming over here
slavery,
without
that's
any
a
intent to
completely
change
different
their
thing.
beliefs.
And trotting on the rights of individuals in the LGBTQIA community would be something that America is uniquely good at, and has been spearheaded by the Trump administration, particularly in regards to transgender individuals. So I guess we're not doing much better than Muslim countries, according to you.
So your argument would be then that we currently have injustice in America, so therefore we should wholesale import injustice from other portions of the world, as opposed to combating the injustice
Nope. I
currently
think a
existing in
Muslim who
America.
wants to come to the United
Found it.
States, I think their belief systems are irrelevant. They come here to work, they pay their taxes, they build their families, their lives, they support their folks abroad, and that is no different from what anyone else should be able to do. Their religion and personal belief system means nothing. I only give a shit about its implementation into our government, and that's where I put a hard stop. And that's not what we're seeing reflected in the United States.
We live in a representative democracy. It is foolish in the extreme to think you can allow people with such beliefs into our nation and then think that they will not influence the justice system and the government of our nation.
How is, first off, let's be clear, let's not associate slavery with the Muslim Islam faith, because if you're to take that road,
yes,
we can do the
should.
exact same thing with Christianity.
No, we actually can't. Where do you think we bought the slaves? American Christians bought the slaves mainly from the existing Arab slave trade and from blacks themselves. Yes, completely true. The Arab slave trade was the biggest slave trade in the world, enslaving mainly Africans, but also white people, mainly white women in the context of white people, for sex slavery.
Would be gross.
That is an established historical
Not
fact.
to mention, I don't really care who started the slave trade. America still participated and benefited from it. They didn't give a shit about morality.
Yes, we did.
So there's that. Nor does that separate or disprove my claim that Christianity would have stood on the same thing. So if you're going to use the worst of the book in any testament or section, so use that as a descriptor for what the faith is for, then fun fact, look no different than Christianity.
Current Christian nations, such as America, or nations that have Christian founding fathers and Christian influences in culture, currently do not have slavery. We are unique in being the first country
to fight a war. Still do under the 13th Amendment.
My point is that not in some vague historical sense, but in a very literal, real political sense. These Muslim nations, they are coming.
What?
Have slavery.
Did you just ignore what I said about the 13th Amendment? You know what know how the 13th Amendment abolished slavery, right? You know what the caveat is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what are we doing?
We are not focusing on America.
Ask him what the
We're
caveat
focusing on
is.
other nations.
What's the caveat?
Once again, it's quite simple. The nations they are coming from currently
What's the
have
caveat
slavery.
of the 13th Amendment abolishing slavery, my guy?
What do you mean the caveat? The amendment says that nobody shall be abridged the right to vote on the basis of race.
I'm sorry, what did you just say? What did you say?
They should not be abridged any constitutional rights on the basis of race, and including the right to vote.
What else?
That is the 13th Amendment. What am I missing? What would you add?
Quite a bit, quite frankly. Quite a bit.
What
okay,
is
then
he
add.
talking about?
Feel free. Add what you're going to say. I do not know the Constitution verbatim in this sense. However, I do know the essence thereof. So give me the direct quote that you think I'm missing.
It's not the direct quote. It's a direct amendment. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. At least that's the first section.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think
So
forced work is
meaning
definitely a
that slavery
justifiable
is still a
punishment.
thing
I mean, it
in
makes
the
sense.
U.S.
That way, you don't need to necessarily sit idle in prison and waste your life. You can contribute to society, and by doing so, lessen your sentence. It seems like absolutely a very reasonable provision.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said what I said. Forced servitude seems like a very good punishment.
It's not just servitude. It's straight up slavery, especially when we have a justice system that enables addressing people for wrongful convictions. We can look at the exoneration rate for any race, but specifically amongst black people, we have the highest exoneration rate in the country because the laws so often were used against us for no offenses, better yet, civil little ones, misdemeanors. And then we're then thrown into the prison system. And we can look at several examples across the United States, even as recent as California within the last decade, where people could not be let out, weren't even getting paid. We were used as forced laborers, and then the ramping up of, say, undocumented migrants in detention centers, and then we have contracts with institutions that are utilizing them for slave labor as well.
Okay, allow me to respond, please. I completely agree with you. This is unjust. And I would agree that there is indeed a systemic persecution of black people within the justice system. We have no contention on that matter. It is indeed, there is to a degree systemic racism, and this is a problem. However, what I would say to you in this sense is that we need to be combating the racism within our own borders. Why should we import other racism? You say we have a problem with black people being treated poorly here in America? We should focus on our own problems as to importing people from another country who currently enslave black people in the literal chattel slavery sense.
I think
why
the
should we
United
be
States has a
importing
vetting
people
process
with their
for
incompatible
individuals,
values?
and we would not allow folks who openly advocate for slavery here into the United States. If you think
it's not about open application for slavery.
Sure, no problem. If you think that process is flawed, then that is absolutely something you can bring up to your congressmen and representatives to ensure that the right people, that we have better verifications of individuals and what their belief systems are and how that's incompatible with, I would say, universal moral agreements such as slavery being wrong. But I really love what you just said about focusing on racism in the United States, focus on dealing with our own races. Why in the world did you vote for one then?
Well, quite simply put, because it's better to vote for somebody who's kind of mean and gets the job done than somebody who will be nice and spare everybody's feelings and fuck up the country irreparably.
Fascinating. So I never said you voted for someone who's kind of mean. I said you voted for a racist. So very interesting that your response was that. We can get back to it in a second, though. Give me one moment to do a little PSA here to the YouTube people.
Sure.
Just hold, please. Hold, please. Chat, we have, hold on, let me move this here. Chat, we have about 700 people combined in the YouTube stream. 700. If you're not following me, hit that follow button in the top left corner. We are live every Saturday at 3 p.m. CST and randomly throughout the week after 3 p.m. CST and randomly throughout the week. Gonna need you guys to do a couple of things. First and foremost, hit that follow button if you haven't already. Send your daily heart me's in the top left corner. Consider becoming a fan club member. You get a couple free stickers. Repost a live, share it, add it to your story to all your favorite members, people on the left, people on the right, people in the middle. Send this to someone you know needs to hear this information. Let's knock out this little gift goal here. We have 50 left of these little level up, 50 left of these little level ups. So make sure that you're doing that. Also take care of Erica while she's here as well. Unfortunately, this is the YouTube call-in line. I haven't figured out how to synchronize that with the guests so that they can speak to them as well. But Erica's here co-hosting with us today, so make sure we're taking good care of her. Let's get her up to 2K coins, and her links are in the bio as well. Finally, so is mine. Several statements have been made and several actions have taken place in the last 24 hours by this administration and Trump supporters that lead me to remember one very strong statement that I made into merchandise that says Kamloop would never. And if you'd like to say that with me in hats and hoodies and shirts and shorts and otherwise, you may go check out the links in the bio for the shop or check it out on the TikTok shop. Also available in my link tree is going to be joining the Discord community, following me in the other social media platforms, or donating directly to the mission that we do here. Links in the bio, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Hector Talks with 2 R's, or Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the Tube side, you may send a super chat or a super sticker. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in or on your way out. Subscribe and turn on notification bells. Let's get back to this caller. Okay, So how can we start to focus on racism here in the United States and tackling those guys when we voted for one in the highest office in this country, and that we don't have proper vetting systems in a weaponized agency such as ICE, to where we have white nationalists and Proud Boys now serving administrative warrants, or utilizing administrative warrants to break into people's homes, violate due process for undocumented migrants, and quite literally kill American civilians?
Well, I think the fundamental problem here with your reasoning is that racism is protected, not in the sense of open discrimination, but in the sense of you are free to believe what you want and say what you want, no matter how racist it is. That is the matter. We have freedom of speech. The speech may be hateful or unsavory or immoral, but we have freedom of speech. So we should be combating racism not as a government, but as a society. Combating racism is up to individuals, it's up to culture, and it's up to communities. It's up to individual people.
If we didn't
people,
combat
and it's up to
racism but the
activists.
government, there would have been an abolishment of slavery.
That's not a matter of racism, that's a matter of fundamental rights. The abolishment of slavery prevented Black people from being oppressed and enslaved. It did not prevent them from having mean words said to them.
You think racism is just mean words?
Exactly. I think it's very mean. I think it's evil. I think it's immoral.
I said, do you think racism is just mean words?
It can constitute mean words, but I think racism as a definition is the discrimination against race, typically with some kind of hatred or enmity involved.
Is there actions associated with racism?
There can indeed be actions associated with racism.
Because I would argue we were considered 3/5 of people, and that was backed by the government to put us into slavery or enable slavery. I would argue that actions taken by abolitionists and whatnot led to their deaths. So it sounds like racism is a lot more than just a few mean words.
I have explicitly told you about 3 times now that I do not believe racism is merely mean words. You continue to misconstrue what I'm saying rather purposefully.
I feel like you quite literally said, whatever, go ahead.
I said racism can constitute mean words. Racism is merely an ideology.
Don't constitute no damn
it is racial superiority, it's racism, it is hatred towards other groups. That, as a fundamental ideology of racism, is constitutionally protected. When this ideology is expressed through actions that break laws, then and only then is it up to the government to get involved.
Great.
Racism must and can be combated on a societal basis.
Racist. When people appointed to government positions are racist, and their racist ideologies would then leak into positions and directives.
Government officials are once again American citizens, so they are allowed to be racist.
I feel like you keep saying like aloud, and you keep going back to speech and rhetoric. I'm going to
the Constitution. We keep going back to that funny little unimportant thing.
Ideologies always are followed with action. Every single time, especially if you give people the power to enable said racism in actions with immunities from government bodies. You're completely ignoring that. You just keep going back to allowed. Yes, someone's allowed to go out in the street and say nigger. Congratulations. And they're also liable to get their ass kicked. No, we have no law that stops them from doing so. But if that person who believes that I'm a dirty nigger then gets appointed into a certain position, they say where you can order individuals to go into communities and then attack certain groups of people and violate their constitutional rights, that's where we run into situations. If you will weaponize or you wage a war against policies that are meant to better serve demographics of people such as Black people, such as women, so on and so forth, and put them on the same equal rights that should be alleged under the Constitution, then we can make other arguments to say that your racism very much showed in your directives in the government.
Well, obviously, personal ideology will express itself in action, and if you are a legislator, this action will be legislative.
God bless
What are you attempting to say should be done about racism in a governmental sense?
Easy. Anyone who is a racist should be voted out, or better yet, not voted in.
Voted out,
which is what you did.
Voted out. That's democracy. They should be voted out, and it is up to the people and society to do so. Returning to exactly what I said, it's up to society to stop racism. If you don't want a racist, get out there and vote. Pretty simple. However, if the people elect a racist, it is their constitutional right to do so. And the people elected a racist.
You elected a racist. You keep like trying to distance yourself from it. I'm
not trying to distance myself in the slightest.
Great. So I just want to bring this back to you proudly admitting that. And a couple minutes earlier, you said that you're pro-white nationalism, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Not pro-white nationalism. I said I am not pro-white nationalism. I said I would defend people's right to express their pro-white nationalism. I said I am pro-American culture. That American culture is multiracial.
Nationalism, but that's fine. No problem.
God bless you.
I don't want to go back and play it, and I quite frankly don't remember exactly words. That's fine. We'll leave it there. You defend everyone's right to be pro-white nationalist. Did you not say yourself that you are also for the preservation of the white race?
Oh, 100% I am. I think every race should be for their own preservation. Chinese for the Chinese, Africans for the Africans.
So if you were
America,
to say that you were for the preservation
white.
of the white race, you would be under the belief that the white race is under attack, particularly in the country that you reside in, where you would be the majority. Can you give an example of that?
Well, I think by the forces of Darwinism, I think every race, every species is under attack, and I think it is up to every species to protect themselves.
What does that mean?
That means that Black people as a community, they have the obligation to protect the Black race. I think white people as a community have the same
by the
exact
forces
obligation.
of Darwinism.
Well, yeah, exactly. Evolution naturally selects. If you want your species or your specific genetic breed to persist, you need to do something about it. I mean, that includes obviously reproducing,
There's
making
preservation
good
of yourself, which is just in general. Obviously, you want to live, you want to survive. But what white nationalism, what white supremacists would allege is that outside factors such as multiculturalism and other races are threatening their existence, are threatening their way of life. That's what you're separating from this idea of being pro-white is just preserving yourself because you're white. No, it's more than that. It is literally pinning other groups of people against you in some falsehood that more of them or more of their rights equals less of yours.
Incorrect. I would say that it is correct that there are outside forces seeking the destruction and marginalization of the white community. However, I would not say that this is an us versus them issue. It is an us for us and them for them. Let them have their own interests. Let us have ours. First and foremost, we are Americans. Secondarily, we choose our communities. It is the right of the American people, if they so wish, to organize, that is of constitutional rights, free assembly, to associate with who you want to. If white people in America want to associate with other white people, that is up to them. If Black people want to have Black
community, there is no form of white nationalism or white supremacism that involves leaving other groups of people alone. This is what you're conveniently leaving out of the conversation. You guys try to water down this shit as if it's just, hey, all I'm saying is I'm a white guy and I just want to be left alone. I just want to be allowed to keep. Hey,
I'm not watering down anything.
That's not the case. Every single form of white nationalism involves treading on another group of people to preserve power for themselves. That's all it is. It always goes back to white supremacy. So all this stuff about right to express it and they should be allowed to do this and do that. That's not the case at all, because it always imposes on other groups every single time. There is no such thing as white preservation without the subjugation of other groups of people.
And I find that fundamentally incorrect. I would say I support not necessarily white nationalism, but white preservationalism, certainly. Not in the sense other groups should be
like white nationalism, white supremacy, and the Great Replacement theory. Literally. Same idea.
You keep cutting me off, and it is impossible to have a genuine discussion of any kind.
No problem. Hold, please. I'm going to give you the floor for a second to say your piece. Just hold for a second.
Sure.
Okay, so he's saying that what you're saying, that there's no way that you can have white preservation without the subjugation of other people, especially marginalized communities like Black people, Asians, so on and so forth. He's saying that's not the case. Yet, what about during segregation? Segregation was actually separation via the law. And yet when Black people did build up their own, what they did was they came in and they destroyed it. Like you can list Wilmington, Rosewood, Tulsa. You can list Lake Lanier. Like just there's hundreds, if not there's thousands actually, of examples of this where white people came in and they destroyed these Black towns that were self-sufficient.
That's correct. Go ahead. The floor is yours, sir.
Bring yourself over some more.
You have repeatedly accused me of supporting white nationalism. Incorrect. I would support in the current democratic system, I would support the propagation of all ideologies as is their right. Even Marxism, even though I'm fundamentally opposed to Marxism. I am on the far right of the spectrum. I believe literally every ideology should have its place in the public square. And by saying I support white preservationism, I mean quite simply that white people should be free to look out for their own interests.
Okay.
Currently,
Do you
we are.
believe that
So
white
when
people
we
are
are
under
Donald,
attack here in the United States?
without question, not specifically in the United States, however, but
I'm only
merely
talking about
in
the
all
United
white
States because
society.
we are in the United States. I care not to speak of any other place.
Let us only speak of the U.S. And yes, I believe that white people within the United States, we are subject to attack in many forms. I would think primarily in the notion of promoting that white people are somehow inherently racist, or that we are inferior, or that we're somehow hateful, or that preservation of white culture and white heritage is somehow racist against other cultures.
Great.
Every race has the right to preserve their culture.
Give me a second to read out a couple things here. W's in the chat to Mason for the $5 super chat. What's good, Hector? Thank you, Mason. I think I can mod you from here. Thank you for this reminder. Yes, Mason, you are now mod. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. W's to Mason in the chat, y'all. W's to Mason in the chat. W's in the chase to Sean for the... Eric, I really wish you can... W's in the chat to Sean for the $20 super chat. Eric Ashante bought an I'm Smarter Than MAGA mug last night. Also bought a Hector Talks Make 2 + 2 = 4 Again t-shirt. I did see that, Sean. I appreciate you. I admire you both for what you do. You both bring a perspective I haven't known before. Please send to Erica. So this is for Erica. Got you. Remind me of that, Erica. W's in the chat to you, Sean. W's in the chat to you. W's in the chat to Sean once again for the $5 super chat. Lying Charlie Kirk, closeted racist. Be a man and use the words that you really want to. Otherwise, you are a run-of-the-mill coward. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. W's in the chat to you, Sean. W's in the chat to Nahal. She added some clarification on her earlier comments. She wasn't saying reparations for her white side. She meant to say, what is it here? Whatever I meant, give. Got you. You're all good, Nahal. I was very confused. I got you. W's in the chat to, I'm just going to say Indigo. For the $40 Cash App, please split with Erica. Happy Black History Month. It is the last day of Black History Month. Guys, this is the final day you can play your Black History Month reparations, okay? W's to you. Thank you so much, Indigo. W's in the chat to Indigo once again for the $2 Cash App. Please school these fools. Thank you for educating. Big W's to you. Big W's to you. All right, so I owe you 40. I owe you 40, Erica. Guys, if you want to support the platform, the best ways to do so is going to be the links in the bio. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Hector Talks with 2 R's, or PayPal Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. If you're over on the cheap side, you may send a super chat or a super sticker, or check out the links in the description of this live stream. Okay, so you can't hear my co-host here, but she went over earlier that every single pro-white movement has been involved in the subjugation of other races, whether it's currently or especially back in history when it comes to literal burning down of our societies, Black Wall Street, our communities, fights against segregation, so on, so forth. This idea you have that you can somehow be quote unquote pro-white and it in no way, shape, or form is associated with these other factors, I would argue you cannot substantiate that historically.
Allow me to provide a quote. Pride in one's race, and that does not imply contempt for other races, is a normal and healthy sentiment. Pretty simple. Can you guess who said that?
Sounds like a black guy, maybe?
Hitler. Hitler said that. Adolf Hitler said that.
I fucking knew it. I knew Hitler
fundamental
said
governing principle of National Socialism and anti-national socialism
Ask him if he got
is
TikTok.
that every person has the fundamental right to serve first and foremost their family and their community, and secondarily their nation, as
I
made up.
don't think you're
by
helping
Bill
yourself
Clinton.
here quoting Hitler.
Yes, I am. I'm a National Socialist. I just told you that. As I said, I am on the far right of the political spectrum. However, I also have heavy libertarian leanings, which is why I said I would champion the right of every person for free speech, from the far left to the far right, from Marxism to the true socialism.
Okay.
I think in American society, we should all be free to express our opinions.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. Hitler is not a socialist.
Hitler is a National Socialist, which is an ideology derivative of socialism. It is a rewriting of socialism around nationalistic principles.
Okay, so then it would literally oppose.
I would
the
contend that it's true
fundamental principles of socialism, but sure.
It's not socialism in the Marxist sense, which would be the somewhat original
Socialism
sense
isn't
in
Marxist.
modern
Marxism is
climate.
not socialism. Okay, I want to get back to what you said. Actually, do you have a TikTok account?
I do not have a TikTok account.
I tried, Erica. Alrighty. So I want to go
Uh,
back to
Oh,
what
I
you
want to
said
talk to this
about
guy.
white people being under threat. I need you to give me an example of how white people are under threat in this country.
Well, I think even ideologically in the school systems, it is oftentimes being taught through government school systems that white people are inherently racist and inherently evil and even inherently inferior.
What school system is that? What school in the United
Well, it
States
has
is teaching that
demonstrated
white people
multiple.
is inherently racist?
It's called critical race theory. It's a very prominent ideology in colleges and even up down into grade school. In fact, there
Critical
have been
race
multiple
theory is
releases
not
of such
taught
documents.
in grade school, and critical race theory in colleges and above would be elective classes.
Critical race theory as a class is not taught, but elements of it are taught as theory within other courses, including world history.
Also, critical race theory, if I'm not mistaken, Erica, that doesn't teach inherent racism. I mean, I think it should,
No.
but that's a separate conversation.
No, it doesn't. It literally just teaches the truth about history. Like it tells the truth about what happens. And also, critical race theory isn't even available to like freshmen and
CRT in
sophomore.
American
It's a
schools has
higher
been a debate
higher
for a very
level
long time,
course.
and it would not be a debate if it was not in question. I think this is obviously not universal, but there are voices promoting
What is
critical race
CRT?
theory within schools. CRT, critical race theory, I mean, it essentially promotes division and guilt, the notion that it promotes the notion of blood guilt, that we have the responsibility to atone for the actions of people who lived before we did, and that other people have that they should get benefits because of things that happened to their ancestors. Essentially,
Do you think America
takes
has a
the past-
responsibility to right the wrongs of the past that they've done? Do you think America has a responsibility to right the wrongs of racism?
America as a nation has the responsibility to right the wrongs of racism, but individuals do not have the responsibility or the guilt
But the individuals would
for
control
racism
America,
of their
because you said,
ancestors.
admittedly yourself, that we live in a representative democracy, so the individuals would represent
We live in a
that
representative
country.
democracy. I think righting the wrongs of racism looks very simply like not necessarily compensation in the sense of discrimination against white people so that you will unfairly promote black people. I think it should look like
But he's so
unquestioning equality,
wrong.
not equality of outcome, but equality of opportunity. And I think this should be provided across the board, focusing first on providing equality in black communities. You should build schools in black communities, in other communities,
Can-
Native American
We have
communities,
schools in
people
black
who have been
communities,
pushed
and
down by
those
the
schools
system.
are not as funded as others. And then we see recent actions
Yeah.
from this administration, particularly in places like Texas, are working to defund those schools specifically and charter private schools, which would then disproportionately affect said black communities who would not be able to afford to send their children to other ones.
Can we
And I would
ask him to hold on
completely
for
agree
one
with you
moment?
on
I'm
this.
so
I think we
sorry.
have a point of mutual understanding. I think racism should indeed be combated on a societal level and on a governmental level. However, this does not entail critical race theory, nor does it entail teaching
Erica.
children that they are somehow guilty because of things that people who lived hundreds of years before them did. We do not hold the guilt for the actions of others who came before us. And the notion that we do is
I think
inherently
anyone who
racist.
upholds the system of white supremacy holds the guilt of the actions of white supremacy. Hold for a second. Go ahead, Erica.
Tell him to listen to YouTube. Tell him to mute his phone and listen to YouTube for just a moment. If he
My
can.
co-host said to mute your phone and listen to YouTube for a second, because you can't hear her through the line,
Sure.
but you can hear it through the stream.
We're gonna have to get that part taken care of super soon.
Matt's live.
Okay,
otherwise I
so-
would've asked him to.
So here is the issue with what it is that he's saying. He does not know what critical race theory actually is, because at its base level, all right, it actually is just a legal framework. That's what it is. It's a legal framework. It's only taught in colleges. If you're trying to say that elements of it are taught in schools, then do you have a problem with children actually learning the truth? Do you have a problem with children knowing what systemic racism actually is? You have to be able to answer that. Do you have a problem with children knowing what privilege is? Because privilege is simply just both of us are going uphill, and while I have a wind pushing towards me that makes it harder for me to go uphill, you have no barriers. That's your privilege in this system of white supremacy that we all live in. Also, another thing is that do you not want children to know about inequities? All right, because the thing is that you keep saying that you think racism should be fought by society and on a governmental level, yet you, sir, are perpetuating racism full force here, completely. Like, you're a full-blown racist, and you know that you are, and you're trying to pretend that you aren't, which is absolutely, like, blowing me right now. He's a fucking racist, man. He's a full-blown schnazi. That's all I got for him. He doesn't know what he's talking about because he's blinded by racism.
You can respond to whatever you said when you hear us done talking on the stream.
There's a stream delay.
I know. Guys, 478 people in the live, 481 people in the live. Double tap that screen. Let's get the likes up to 200K and the beyond. Show the algorithm you want to be here. We're coming up to the 2-hour mark, so I want to make sure we're at 200,000 likes at least.
Hello.
Dubby's in the chat too.
I
Gucci
have
for
heard
the
what you're saying, and actually, yes, I am a Nazi. I am a National Socialist. I have explicitly stated this. However, I am not racist in the slightest. I think every race has their what am I attempting to say? I think every race has the right to look out for their own interests. And I think we should also uplift each other, but not in the sense necessarily of the degradation of any community. I think there is systemic racism in America. I have already explicitly stated that during this call. And as I said, I think this should be combated on a societal basis, on a personal basis, and even on a community basis. So we should all come together and stop racism. Pretty clearly, I think I have stated that multiple times. So to call me a racist when I'm very clearly acknowledging the real problems existing in America and stating that I do not affiliate myself with them is disingenuous in the extreme. I am not a racist, and I admit there is systemic racism in America. So on what grounds do you call me a racist? I would like her to reply if at all possible.
Easy. It's actually extremely easy. You would be... you cannot say that we need to dismantle any system of racism and anything of the sorts and summarize racism or attacking racism as just doing it on a societal level. You'd be separating the governmental bodies that would enable it in its citizens and the Trump administration and many of his appointees' actions in uplifting racism in the highest offices in this country. Like, there's no separation of that. And then your fundamental misrepresentations of things like CRT, despite not knowing what it is, we can go all the way back to how you didn't even understand what the 13th Amendment actually did and how it still allows slavery and how that's impacted black people, would all be examples of how you can't talk about dismantling racism, how you're for it, when you don't even understand how it's still existent today, and you're complaining about the educational resources such as CRT that are meant to literally dismantle it on a societal level.
Well, as I said, the government school system is just that. It is the government school system. It is directly funded by and run by and subsidized by the government. It is not up to the government to be teaching our children what they should believe. It should be up to the parents on a personal basis to decide what they want their children to learn.
Public schools do not teach CRT.
That is fundamentally incorrect. There have been ongoing debate around this issue for a very long time. And I know families who have dealt with their kids learning these things in school personally. So to tell me this is not occurring is a blatant lie.
Any public school that teaches about slavery and America's role in it, that's not CRT. And CRT is a specific course.
No.
It's a specific thing, and that's only in college.
I am not talking about the course of CRT. I am talking about the ideology of CRT, primarily
the ideology of CRT is teaching accurate history and racism as what it is here in this country.
There are certain elements of CRT that I would agree with. However, there are other elements, mainly the interpretation of the data, not necessarily the data, that I would bring contention with.
I'm glad you mentioned interpretation, because that would be the issue in this conversation. Your fundamental misinterpretations of the ideology of CRT.
I don't have a fundamental misinterpretation of CRT at all. I just find certain elements of it very unsavory.
Cool.
Because
Give me an element of
CRT, as a fact, it promotes the notion of blood guilt, not explicitly, but merely in the sense that white people who live now have the obligation to right the wrongs of white people who lived before them. That is blood guilt. It is racism against white people.
Okay. First and foremost, blood guilt is fascinating. Okay.
Yes, blood guilt.
Blood guilt
the notion
would be
can
saying
inherit
that
and guilt.
No, not whatsoever. So check this out. Any argument made, which is the best thing I can think of, any argument made in regards to reparations, right, would be a debt that America has to pay. If you're an American civilian, and then this would be in part funded by things like your taxes, that's not a blood guilt. You would then be taking on the issues of the country that you reside in, such as we do for every other thing when it comes to wars, social programs, so on and so forth. That's not associated with anyone's blood. There's that. That's where that one would work. If we're not talking about reparations, if we're just talking about, I guess what you said, your individual right to fight racism. God bless you. If you don't want to be a piece of shit person, that should just be something that you want to do in general. And no one has put any obligation or mandate for people to do so. So what are we talking about blood guilt?
Well, what we're talking about blood guilt is the sense that you are guilty as a white person for the crimes of your ancestors.
That is what I'm guilty as a white person for upholding the systems of white supremacy. You're guilty as a white person,
and
or better yet, actually, this is what I should have done. Black people here in the United States, every single black person in the United States, born in the past, born now, born in the future, will what's the terminology I'm looking for, Erica? We all will experience anti-blackness against our own community because of this country is anti-black. All black people are inherently anti-black because we live in an anti-black society. That's not blood guilt on black people.
It's based off of the media
blood guilt
and
on
which
white
is
people.
consumed.
No,
I totally believe there is. You keep cutting me off. You will not allow me to properly represent my opinion.
Sure.
Can we do
what I'm saying is I would completely agree.
Yeah.
There is systemic racism. On this we can agree. This should be fixed. On that we can agree. There should indeed be reparations, though I would not agree that this should be on the sense of literally giving each black person financial reparations. I think that would be very unhelpful to the black community and to the nation at large. I think this money should be invested into uplifting black communities and black people. However, I am not in any way promoting the notion that we shouldn't fix racism. I am promoting that we should not be teaching our white children that they hold the guilt and that they are somehow responsible for the actions of their ancestors. And I'm not saying we shouldn't teach them that they are privileged in white society, because we are in a primarily white society still. So of course they are prioritized because they are the majority here in America. So of course they're prioritized. We should be teaching them that. I think we should be teaching them that we should all be equal on the basis of race. Most certainly. However, I am referring to the framing of the raw data, not the raw data itself. You can teach them that there is inequality in America, but you should not teach them that this inequality is somehow their fault or necessarily even their parents' fault. You should teach them that it is up to them on a personal basis to combat racism on a society level.
Except the inequality would quite literally still be their fault if they are upholding white supremacists in their belief systems that enabled exactly what people did in the past to consider us 3/5 of individuals, to take away our humanity, to burn down our communities, to eat our babies, to throw them in lakes, and everything in between. Nor would any of that be associated with CRT. If you keep saying that we need to fight racism on a societal level, one of the ways we came up with that is literally CRT, educating people on racism, exactly what it did, exactly what it means, exactly what it looks like, so that we don't repeat it. But instead, we're sitting here having a conversation with one of the tools we use to fight racism and white supremacy that you're saying is blood guilt.
I'm saying I oppose certain elements of the framing of CRT while upholding that CRT has some very good points. I am finding this discussion of CRT unproductive, seeing as the original thing was to for me to explain
it,
how
and you're the one who brought it up, so here we are. My platform is for educating, and you clearly need a good bit of it in this subject. Erica wanted to say another thing to you, so I'm going to go ahead and mute my end, and I want you to listen to the stream. Go ahead, Erica.
Okay, because you mentioned that the CRT would basically is of no benefit to be taught to children.
I am blinded by racism. In what way am I blinded by racism? I have very clearly demonstrated that America is.
Never mind.
We have a problem with systemic racism, and I would say that it is my job personally to combat this on a personal level. And I would say that it is the job of society at large and communities and individuals to combat it on that level. In what way am I blinded by racism to anything, really?
Because
in fact,
misrepresenting the tools that we use to fight racism is racist. Negating racism is racist.
Well, I think that CRT teaches some information that is uncontestable. There is racism in America.
Again, the things
Obviously,
that you mentioned that
racism.
CRT teaches would be incorrect. You've shown to have a very flawed understanding of what it does.
It
Bruh, the way I sang that whole damn thing, I was screaming right along with it.
YouTube, you lost sound because we just played the drop song over on the TikTok side. Can't play it on the YouTube side, otherwise we will get a flag. It is fantastic, I assure you. I just love it's the combination of all the things from the beginning to the end of the conversation, and then the fall back unapologetically on the fact that he wasn't racism. I think you should be able to have pride in your race. I think pro-whiteness means this, and that's not inherently bad. People can be pro their own community. Black people do all the time, blah, blah, all this stuff. Okay, friendly reminder, recap. Quoted Hitler, believes in the white great replacement theory, and that white people are under attack here in the United States. Shits on CRT and thinks that the teaching of CRT represents a blood guilt. And it's like it's being, it's teaching our children all this crazy stuff, all this stuff, right? Yep. It's just I'm not this. God bless you. This thing, that thing, another thing, some more things, and all the things that show that I am this. So I would strongly suggest, sir, that you read had the book's name on the tip of my tongue.
Stamped from the beginning, White Fragility.
White Fragility.
Which one?
Thank you. White Fragility.
There we
I would also strongly suggest that you read Black as Fuck History. And there's another book that someone recommended to me recently, that more so focusing on the last 25 years. It's a fantastic book because here's what kills me. Every time we have the conversation about...
Is it the new Jim Crow?
I think it is. Because the issue that I have with these conversations about racism is that... Oh, that person.
That was me.
Oh, I thought I'd let somebody up. I thought it was them. The conversation we have about racism now is that you guys always try to put it up to the past and people now paying for the sins of the past. You'd be ignoring how the past very much influences how this entire country has treated us, and it still continues to treat us now, how the past enabled the 77 million vote for Donald Trump and the policies he's implementing to go back to disenfranchising us. It all connects. There is no separation. And if you try to separate it, it's because you quite frankly don't know your history. Do have some thank yous to read before we get up to the next guest. Chump supporters request them in the box. You're the demographic of people that I want to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you can call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. W's in the chat to Gucci for the $10 Venmo. She got started with the Kick Fund. Save us. Crying emoji, crying emoji. Yeah, that was something. And they think their soft tone too means some shit too. And big W's in the chat. Big W's in the chat to Nikki for the $40 Venmo. Super sick of listening to this fucking guy, not on the last day of Black History Month. She said absolutely not. And Erica, you said you're not going live tonight, right?
No, I'm going to be hanging out with Dan after this because Dan is running a special panel for Black History Month.
Shit. What time? Is it going to be late?
7:30 my time, so 8:30 your time.
I was trying to see if we can fit in a movie night. I was trying to see if we can fit in Black Panther.
Black Panther?
Mm-hmm.
You can end now?
I gotta make my money. I did not intend to host this live too long today, though. So, how would you guys feel about that? Put a 1 in the chat if you're in the Discord. If we get enough people, I think that would be a great way to end Black History Month.
Wait, is it 8:30 my time? It's 8:30 my time, so 7:30 p.m.
Ooh,
Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Central.
9:30 Central. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If we end like 7:38, yeah, we can do that. Maybe a little late. We can do that. I think we can do Black Panther tonight after the stream. W's in the chat to Sean for the $5 super chat. What did I say? You slimy white nationalists are as clever as you think. Say the word coward. It's the watering down of this shit. It's the watering down of this shit that kills me. And that's the dangers of these fucking podcasters and all these people. Because they just go, what's wrong with wanting to preserve yourself and people who look like you? Every other community does it. Black pride, right? Black power, right? Black History Month. Where's our White History Month? Every month, nigga.
Well, you have to ask yourself then, when did Black Pride ever subjugate or exploit another community? You really do have to ask yourself that question. Like, when did San La Raza, all right, subjugate or exploit another community? We have to be honest with ourselves here.
6,000%. Oh, this shit is lagging too much. W's in the chat to HashKush420. I shouldn't have said that. For the $2 super chat, I appreciate you. And it looks like we did get another one here. W's in the chat to Alexander for the $20 Venmo. Thanks, man. Be you. I do my best. Thank you so much to all the donos. Guys, it takes a fuck ton to be here. You know what's super funny? Before I started the stream, in light of the events of Donald Trump trying to get us in a war again, or better yet, declaring one, Erica asked me if I was going live, and I texted her, I was like, yeah, 1 second, I'm changing my mannequin. And then as I paused for a second, I was like, this is a crazy sentence I just made. I'm changing my mannequin. Yes, there's a thing I have to do per stream. It takes a lot to do, put up what you see before you, behind the scenes, and I appreciate every single one of you who contributes to keep that going. Whether it's through the direct links to the bio and donating, or it's going to be through just tapping the screen, being here, showing your love and support, your kind messages. We greatly appreciate every last bit of it. Erica, did you have any thank yous?
Let me see. Oh wait, I feel like I'm on a spot. Can't move fast enough.
You guys have 20 more
thank
minutes. Thank
you to any and everyone who has purchased from the EricaEffect.com. I appreciate you. Thank you, G, and I saw Dr. S. I don't say your whole names because I don't know if you want your name out there. So just thank you very much. And then I have to check one more place, and I'll see. Thank you so much to Creative Nikki for the 10. Nikki said, Black History Month has been wild, ain't it? Of course, it ended in a war. Of course. Fuck Trump. Have fun educating these MAGA idiots. Love you, girl. Thank you so very much, Nikki.
You know what? That is pretty fucked up, isn't it? Why'd he wait till the last day of Black History Month to put us
pretty fitting, if you ask me.
It's kind of fucked up, man. It's pretty crazy.
Pretty fitting, if you ask me.
Sure, we'll get to you in a bit. Really quickly, like I said, we have 20 minutes left of the stream, 20 minutes left before we hit the 2-hour mark. I would love to be at 200,000 likes before we do so. Show the algorithm we want to be here, guys. Engage with the engagement. 405 people in the live. We have 25 more of this little live goal gift things there. Make sure you knock that out as well. Continue to repost the live, add to your story, share it to your friends and family, group chats, text threads, all those things. And of course, best way to support the stream is always going to be the links in the bio. I am pushing this shit heavily, bro. I am pushing this shit. In fact, hold on. I have it here. Let me put this up. I think it's super important that everybody sees this, bro. Load. Let me turn on my cam. Oh my God. Can't wait to get the new computer, y'all. Goodness gracious. Okay. I just want to remind everyone.
PC fun.
I just want to remind everyone of this, okay?
Ran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. Our president will start a war with...
Okay. So, did Obama start a war with Iran? Or did he reduce tensions in a plan that Donald Trump pulled us out of?
Oh, he signed a terrible nuclear deal with them.
We're not talking to you yet, buddy. Trust me, you're gonna have your
Oh,
whole
we sound like it was
floor to get embarrassed.
answer
One
for you.
second, buddy. 1 second, buddy.
There you go.
1 second, buddy. Cool. Great.
Did he do that?
I can just drop you, and then you can come back. Actually, do that. So, Obama didn't start a war with Iran. He created a plan that they were following until Donald Trump pulled us out of for no apparent reason other than to just be like, fuck Obama. Fast forward to some of those tensions rising, their nuclear abilities expanding because they had no agreement to be upheld to. And then Donald Trump starts his bullshit with Iran at the behest of Israel because, you know, you guys love Israel so much. Fast forward to now. Thursday, they had a meeting. Our government spoke with Iranian officials to come up with some type of agreement, some type of a deal. You know, President, I like to make a deal, you know. And apparently the master deal maker was incapable of doing so. And per his own words in that video, that's weak, it's ineffective, and it's not becoming of a president. So keep that same energy, Trump cult members. And now you can come back up, Mexicano, or you can run. That's probably what you did. Never mind. Let me send you the invite. By Donald Trump's own words, he's a weak and ineffective president. So I don't want to hear any more.
I'm right here, bud.
Otherwise. Mexicanos for
Mexicanos con Trump.
Con Trump. That tracks. Did you vote
with
for Donald
Trump? Yes,
you
Mexicans
did.
for Trump. Of
And
course.
Yes, you did. Cool. In no way, shape, or form you regret your vote. Clearly. So would you like to
No.
elaborate on what
No, I
you
do
were
not.
trying to say about the deal?
Yeah, so I think Obama let them have access to creating nuclear weapons, which is why Donald Trump is going in there. I agree. It should have been a negotiation. But I think this military operation is just a way to get them to negotiate and take us very seriously. And as you saw, or hopefully you saw, the leader of Iran is now unalived. So hopefully now we can strike a deal with Iran where they don't have nuclear weapons. And yeah, W. Donald Trump, you should be applauding him. But of course, you want to see the downfall of America and the unalivement of your own people. So you're angry. I get it.
Huh. Can you
wanna
tell me
watch
what
your country
provision of
burn.
the JCPOA enabled them to make nuclear weapons?
Sure, the provision that allowed them to use nuclear energy.
Is nuclear
So
energy
they're
used
disguising
exclusively
nuclear
for
plants with
weapons?
nuclear facilities that they're actually using to develop
Cool.
nuclear
Is
weapons instead
nuclear
of using them
energy
for
used
nuclear energy,
exclusively
which
for
they're
nuclear
supposed to.
weapons?
So they were supposed to be using it only for nuclear energy, not nuclear weapons.
Again, what provision of the plan was that? Because the nuclear
I don't know. You
weapons
can
that
read
you're
it to me.
referencing was simply showing that they weren't supposed to have it above a level to a level of enrichment.
Yeah, they were supposed to be using it for nuclear energy. Donald Trump is accusing them of trying to develop
Again,
nuclear weapons.
can
We
you
can't
tell me
allow
when
that
they
because
broke
they
that
hate the
deal?
United States. Not to mention, if you're an ally of the LGBTQ members, you would also
tell
be
me
against
when
this
you
group of
broke that
people.
deal? When they broke that deal?
When he brokered that deal?
Not when
just
they
take a
brokered
wild
the deal.
guess.
When the deal was broken by Iran.
When the deal was broken with Iran.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know if you can pinpoint a specific date, but it's obviously when it started to develop nuclear weapons, when the U.S. accused them of developing nuclear weapons. So I definitely rely on the intelligence the U.S. military has. I think the U.S. military is a lot more well equipped to know what's going on than Hector, the TikTok debater, as far as like the threat level of Iran and their nuclear weapon capabilities. I think the U.S. military is probably the best source for that. Not Hector, the TikTok debater.
Oh, I missed one, I think. W's in the chat to Melanie for the $5 Venmo. He sounds lonely. This was in reference to the last guy. He just may
There's
be.
actually 4 girls in
He
my house
just
right
may
now, and I'm
be.
getting away from them.
I literally just said it's in reference to the last guy, but not surprising that you guys don't listen
Oh.
to comprehend. You just listen
Oh,
to
it sounds like you guys are
respond.
obsessed with me, so I was like, oh, they're talking about
No one's
me.
obsessed with you. And quite frankly, you're the one who just kept trying to invade the conversation when we weren't even talking to you, buddy. And you just did it again. Once again, that tracks. Thank you so much, Melanie, for your support. I appreciate you. So again, Donald Trump pulled us out of the JCPOA. Do you remember what the basis of that pullout was?
Yeah, the basis that it was a bad deal.
The basis that was a bad deal. How so?
Yes. The fact that he allowed them to still have nuclear capabilities, certain nuclear capabilities. Donald Trump was against that. He says they have you should have no nuclear capabilities.
That did not make them a threat in regards to nukes. That's
According to
literally
who?
his entire argument.
According
Trump's
to who?
entire
According to
argument
you or
is
according to
that
the US
Iran
military?
can't have nukes. We don't want them to have nukes. Nukes are bad. They
Does the
didn't have
US
nukes
consider
when
Iran
he
a
pulled
threat
us
right
out
now?
of the deal. U.S. is always consider Iran a threat. What is your point?
Yeah, so
That was the point of the
okay,
deal.
Good. So you agree with me?
Literally the point of the deal.
Do you think Iran is a threat?
What did I just say?
Hold on. Let me just ask Hector a really quick
What
question.
did I
Do you
just
think
say?
Iran is a threat? And
What
do you
did I
think they
just
should be
say?
allowed to have
Can you
nuclear
tell me
weapons?
when? Can you tell me when Iran had nukes? When they pulled us out of the deal?
I'm just asking your personal opinion. I'm not asking do they have nukes.
I've
I'm
answered
asking
this
you,
question
do you
already
think
twice.
they
Go
should be
ahead,
allowed?
Erica.
Do you think they should be allowed to have nukes? And do you think they are a threat to the U.S.? 2 yes or no questions. Very
Literally
simple.
already answered your second question, and they weren't
Can you
allowed
please
to
just
have
do it again?
nukes when
Because it
they
sounds
were
like you're
pulled out of the
refusing to
deal.
because you don't want to say
I
it.
literally answered the
Sounds like you don't
question
want to say it.
already. Do you want me to repeat myself for a
So
third
it's a yes or
time
no. You
and
could answer it
cement
right
once
now if you're a
again that
kid.
you're not
I didn't hear
listening
you.
to the
Can you
words
answer
coming
it
out of
again?
my mouth? Iran has
Damn, you really
always
don't want to
been
say that
a
you don't think
threat
they should
to
have
the
nuclear
United
weapons.
States.
Okay, now answer this one. Do you think they should be allowed to have nuclear weapons?
Nope. And they didn't have nuclear weapons when we were pulled out of the deal. They also didn't have nuclear
According to-
capacity
Okay,
when
okay.
Donald Trump struck 3 bases earlier last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we should wait for them to develop the nuclear weapons. That's kind of a dumb move.
But
That's
Wait
a
for them to have
ridiculous
nuclear
argument
weapons
because then
and
you'd have to say
attack
if they
them
were
so they can
developing
retaliate
the weapons, then
with
you can
said
say this
nuclear
and that.
weapons.
Go ahead, Erica.
Okay, so that's why I would want to ask this question then. My question is, when Donald Trump pulled us out of the JCPOA, what was Iran's uranium enrichment? Like the percentage, what was it?
I don't know. I think that's kind of a stupid question. It's kind of a gotcha question. I'm going to guess 10%.
It was at 3% actually.
Oh my God, you got me.
Yeah, what is it now?
I'm going to guess 3%.
No, it's actually at 60% per the last estimates.
Okay, so it went
so
up?
therefore, yeah, it went up. And you know why it went up?
No, tell me, Erica.
Because how could this be a gotcha question when this is definitely
Tell me,
correlation and
Erica.
causation? Like, come on. It went up because Donald Trump took us out of the JCPOA in 2018 without another plan in place, other than that Iran just shouldn't have nuclear weapons. But there was nothing else in place to keep them from actually basically improving and also enriching their uranium. There was nothing in place
Sounds
there.
like there was actually just something done recently.
Yeah,
almost
bombing
as if
people isn't
something
the solution.
almost as no, they unalived
Because
the
Obama
leader
was
of
able
Iran.
to actually get them to not increase their uranium enrichment without having to bomb them and kill their leader.
Well, we can
Obama
recognize that Obama
understands
bombed
the
more
art of
people
the
than any
deal.
other president, right?
We don't even have to make that
Obama
during
drone
one
striked
pivot.
more children than any other
Actually,
president.
no,
we can
we
agree with
actually
that,
don't
right?
know that because of the
Oh,
simple
actually, we
fact
do
that
know
Donald
that. We do
Trump.
know that.
Excuse me, I need you to stop talking while other
Why are
people
you
are
angry?
talking because you already
You
said
mad
your
that I brought
point.
that up?
No,
Obama drone
this would
striked
be
more
you
children than any
pivoting,
other president.
but what we already know is
Fact
that
check
the
that,
Trump
please.
administration actually removed the provision that the Obama administration put into place, I believe, in
Yeah, a terrible deal.
2016
A terrible deal.
or 17. They put it. I know it's actually
We were just talking about that, Erica.
16. I think it was
I
2016.
think
We were
it's
just
They put it
talking
into
about that.
2015,
place.
maybe it was fully implemented in 2016. Let me double check.
We were just talking
Yeah,
about that. Yeah, it was a
but-
terrible deal that allowed them to keep nuclear capabilities.
I'm not
the
engaging with
US
this
is going in
person.
there now.
I'm not doing it, Hector.
Yeah, of course, because you run away every time.
You keep saying it's a terrible
Try
deal
running in
and you're
real
not
life.
able to
You
substantiate
literally
from
don't
how
know
it
debates.
how to
was.
shut the fuck up.
Try running in real life, not from debates.
You were correct.
Well, I hope
You were correct, Erica. January 16, 2016.
Okay. And so he put that into place, and they used it because they said that the CIA strikes are the ones that need to actually be confidential, but any other strikes, then they would report on the fact that of how many civilians were unalive. The Trump administration got rid of that via an executive order, completely got rid of it, and that's why the Trump administration to this day does not report on the number of casualties, well, civilian casualties from any type of drone strikes that they do. So we don't know the full number of civilians that were unalive due to Donald Trump's drone
Okay.
strikes, and we know for a fact
But we do know
that
how
the
many
Trump
Obama
administration did, in fact,
But we do
the
know how
Trump
many Obama
administration
unalived.
did, for a fact, do more drone strikes than the Obama administration.
That's not
did
true. You
over
just said
8
you
years.
can't. Go ahead and source that. For
No,
me.
no.
No, go ahead and source that for
Civilian
me.
casualties versus the
Go ahead
number
and
of
source that.
strikes are two
Oh, okay,
totally
so
different
Obama
things.
unalived more civilians.
Like, what are we talking about?
Obama unalived more
You
civilians.
can't make the claim
but
that
Trump did
Obama
more
unalived
successful
more
strikes.
civilians if you
Got
don't
it.
know the number
Got
in
it,
which
got it,
Donald
got it.
Trump unalived.
Got it.
Like, y'all are just not.
Sounds like you're
it's
defending
not
a guy just
clicking.
because he's
It
African
sounds
American.
like you're struggling
no, that's
to
not what's
articulate
happening
what your
here.
A little bit
argument
racist
is.
if you ask me.
Exactly. You're like just you're
a little bit
windmilling
racist.
here, bro.
I'm what? I'm what?
If you tried shutting the fuck up, then maybe you would hear
Oh,
what
there's
other
the
people are
crash out,
saying.
Erica.
There's no
They
crash
sell these
out
things
here.
called treadmills
There's
to
no
run on
crash
those
out here.
instead of running from a debate.
There's no
You can
crash
farm
out here, buddy. The only crash out is you. You're a
Happens
crash
every time.
in. You
Happens
literally
every time.
start from the jump being insufferable.
Sounds like you're upset and hate immigrants that disagree with you. You want immigrants all to agree with
can
you. You
say
think they're a
whatever it is that
monolith.
you want to say. Have
You want
fun,
to bring
buddy.
them all.
Not the identity politics. Not the identity politics. Woe is me. I'm an
Yeah,
immigrant.
CRT,
Look how
critical race
pathetic
theory,
that
right?
was.
I thought you guys were
When you're
into critical
losing
race
an
theory.
argument, lo and behold, you just
not
had
into
to go
critical race
back to, oh, I'm an immigrant. That's
like-
super cute. So
you don't
I don't
agree
know why
with
you think
critical
you
race
being an
theory?
immigrant would in any way, shape, or form protect you from ignorance, the willful ignorance that you're displaying on this platform. I still very much think that
Well, in
you're a
regards to
raging
immigration, I
moron,
definitely
and
know
it's
a lot more
very
than, Erica
embarrassing.
Shante here,
You
the woman
think
with
you
no
do. So let's do
never
this.
left her
Let's do this, buddy. You keep making claims, and then every single time you're asked to substantiate them, you like try to pivot or pick at Obama or so on and so
What
forth.
claim did you ask me to substantiate? Go
Is
ahead.
the statement true that if you're supposed to do a comparison between presidents in the amount of civilian casualties that took place, you would have to know the civilian casualties of both presidents to make said comparison? Do you agree or do you disagree with said statement?
I agree. And do you think you should be able to source that if that's
Wonderful.
true?
Yes, I can
Why
be able to
didn't Erica
source
source
that. She literally gave you told you
literally
not
didn't.
the executive order, the executive
She
order
literally
that she
didn't
would
source
have
a single thing. She crashed out
revoked
and
under
said
the
she's
Trump
gonna
administration.
not
She
talk to me.
quite literally mentioned the Obama era executive order that was revoked by the Trump administration, which took place in March of 2019, and that's why we do not have the record of civilian casualties. He did this for several agencies to where the reporting was significantly limited, which is when
couldn't
there's
source
several
that.
outlets source the executive order. Sure, no problem.
No. Source the how many? Well, she said that Donald Trump did more drone strikes, and that's what I asked her to source.
Yes,
She
he
said
did
she
more
wouldn't
drone
source
strikes.
that. And then she said that Obama actually didn't.
No,
analyze
Trump
that
did
many
more
people, so I
drone
asked her
strikes.
to
That's what
source
she
that,
said.
so.
Trump did more drone strikes than Obama. This is well documented. If you want to source, sure. I'm sorry that you don't know this.
I think Donald Trump did a lot more successful drone strikes instead of unaliving
Now we're going
civilians like
over
Obama
successes and
All
not
willy-nilly.
got you fascinating. Yeah, you can talk about the civilians,
Well, do
but
you
then
think
again,
it's important
your
to not
civilian
analyze
argument is
civilians?
moot because we cannot compare them to Donald Trump's.
don't care about
So let's just talk about the sheer number of drone strikes because that is something that we can easily compare. Okay? Cool. Great. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, funny enough, here's another one I just found. Actually, Trump has launched as many airstrikes in 5 months as Biden did in 4 years. That's hilarious. But let's look for Obama. Hold on, this is for 2025. Drone strikes. Let's do first term. So we have here, tiny restrictions in the military AIC. Trump administration launched 238 strikes in 2017 and 2018, compared to 186 in 2009 and 2010. During first 2 years of the Trump presidency, there were 2,243 drone strikes, compared to 1,178 in all 8 years of the Obama administration. And this is this is coming from the Bureau of Investigative Journalism, New America, and this would be cited off of Middle East Research and Information. Now what, buddy? Oh, you're confirming this yourself. Good. I love a Trump supporter.
Yeah, I just looked it up and it says Obama did more strikes, around 600.
What is the number?
I just told you 600.
No, I need you to give me this source. And I asked for the number, the total number of drone strikes, and how one would be more than the other. We would need a number for comparison.
According to the TBIJ and the CFR. Into those two organizations, Donald Trump did a lot less strikes, and Obama did it significantly more.
You said it right the first time.
Yeah, he's lying.
The TBIJ.
CFR reported 542
my
strikes
guy,
under
my guy.
Obama.
What's the TBIJ?
Bureau of Investigative Journalism.
That's literally what I just cited. That showed the
Trackers,
number
Bureau
of
of
strikes and
Investigative
how
Journalism.
Obama's was less than Trump's. So I want you to now screenshot what source you found where the TBIJ showed that Obama had more.
Yeah, and did you look at the CFRs as well?
Sure, but we're on the first one. You said the TBIJ. So what source did you see on the TBIJ? Did you hear what I just said? We're on your first source. Can you tell me where the TBIJ said that Obama had more drone strikes than Trump?
So the article is Obama's drone strikes, let's see, more than Bush.
Were we comparing them
Why
to
doesn't he
Bush?
It says
get to read?
Obama's covert drone war. It says Obama's
Obama's covert
war.
drone wars in numbers 10 times more than George Bush, January 17, 2017. Why are we talking about Bush?
And it says 563 strikes right
Why
there
are
in
we
that
talking
source.
about Bush?
Because that's a title. If you read the article, you can see how many drone strikes he did.
You were
That's
asked
where
to
the number came
substantiate
from
how
the
Obama
TGIF.
had more drone strikes than Trump. Why did you go
Actually,
back to
you
Bush?
said where did you get
Everyone
those
knows
numbers
this.
from the TGIF?
I'm sorry, what?
So the source for Obama's drone strikes would be that article from
No,
the
it
TGIF.
wouldn't, because that would not
right?
be a
It
source
would.
of the claim made that he had more than Trump.
I didn't say that was a source for Obama doing more than Trump. That's how you qualify.
Hold, please. I fucking
And
hate it
compare
when y'all
those two
do
like a
this.
smart adult. Obviously, you
Absolutely
can't
hate
do
when y'all
that.
do this.
You're mad I just provided the
So
source
I
and
want
you just
to
fucking
read
read it
off
and
a
went.
summary
Thank you so
from
much
You're
for
literally
watching.
reading it and weeping right
factually.com.
now.
Go, then I'll play it, Erica.
Okay, so factually.com.
It says 807
I wish you
civilian
would stop
unalivings during
talking.
Obama.
Oh, God.
We have a moment of silence for all the 800 civilians
Jesus.
that Obama unalived.
So, per factually.co, which references the Bureau of Investigative Journalism, all right, it reads here, it says, reporting from the Bureau of Investigative Journalism and contemporary press accounts found a sharp uptick in strikes early in Donald Trump's presidency, with multiple analysis concluding that Trump's first 2 years saw more strikes than Obama's entire presidency in some theaters, and counting methodologies. One widely cited Bureau figure put 2,243 strikes in Trump's first 2 years versus 1,878 across Obama's 8, and other trackers reported hundreds of strikes in 2017 through 18 alone. Policy changes under Trump, revoking Obama's reporting requirement and designating large areas as active hostilities, decentralized approval, and reduced mandatory disclosure, which both increased strike tempo and made cross-administration comparisons harder. So, again, I'm not finished. We cannot compare the number of casualties under the Obama administration to the first Trump term because the Trump administration stopped reporting. They were no longer disclosing the number of civilian casualties. There's that part. So, like Hector said, your argument is moot there. Also, additionally, in regards to the strikes, okay, we already have it that within his first 2 years in office, Trump did more strikes than Obama did in his full 8 years. That's it. There's nothing else to even argue here.
He's still going to substantiate his claims. First, he mentioned the TBIJ, and we already went over the fact that he would have lied because the TBIJ references that he had more drone strikes than Bush, and Bush was never a part of this conversation. So you're,
but that's how you can see how many
you were wrong.
Drone strikes
that's
he did.
Super funny. We were aware of the drone strikes. You never made an argument that he made less than Bush or anything of that nature. So you just bringing that up is irrelevant. And if you have an issue with the sheer number of drone strikes on the Obama administration, that is quite literally why we responded with the fact that Trump did more than he did. And then that was your point of contention, to which you cited the TBIJ and the CFR, whatever the fuck, as your claims to show that Obama had more. And then one of them was wrong because you didn't even have the right Republican president. So now I'm going to go ahead and play this clip of you saying exactly what you said that you just tried to walk back.
You played at the beginning?
Did Obama
I watched the clip at the beginning.
Or did he reduce tensions in a plan that Donald Trump pulled us out of? Oh, let's go clear. Not the identity politics. Woe is yourself good. I love a Trump supporter.
Yeah, I just looked it up and it says Obama did more strikes, around 600.
What is the number? Hold up.
And you can pretend to be obtuse and like say, well, why is Bush mentioned? Why is Bush mentioned?
During first 2 years of Trump's
presidency,
there were 2,243 drone strikes. Then out of 1,178 in all 8 years of the Obama administration. And this is due, or not due, this is coming from the Bureau of Investigative Journalism, New America, and this would be cited off of Middle East Research and Information. Now what, buddy? Oh, you're confirming this yourself. Good. I love
You
it.
can also look
Yeah,
at
I just looked it up and it
New
says
American
Obama did
Foundation.
more strikes around 600.
What is the number?
Air Wars all report that Obama did 600. More.
No, I need you to give me this source. And I asked for the number, the total number of drone strikes, and how one would be more than the other. We would need a number for comparison.
According to the TBIJ and the CFR.
Cool. So after I quoted the TBIJ and the accurate numbers of the drone strikes and how Trump had more, you then went to the TBIJ and found that he struck more than the president that we were never talking about. Good job. Would you like to give me your CFR source that Obama had more drone strikes than Trump?
Sure. I would just like to explain real quick.
I don't care. Would you like to give me your CFR source?
Would you like to stop
CFR source. Aww.
Not the slur to run.
Not a slur.
Not you doing a slur to run.
Aww. I'm so sorry that you are in your feelings. I am so sorry that this beautiful, licked up chocolate skin is just making you so uncomfortable to where you're struggling with your own homosexual feelings, which is okay, by the way. It's okay. I just want you to give me. I just want you to give me your source. I just want you, keep him muted while I fix my camera. One of you guys, please. I just need your source. I just need your source.
Yeah, you have to stop muting me, so therefore I can give you the source.
Bam, source. Where is it?
So can you stop running away and being a coward?
Bam, source. Where is it?
I would appreciate that.
Bam, source.
CFR,
where is it?
I told you that I gave you the
CFR
source.
what? What is the name of it?
I literally gave you the name
What
of
is
the
the name of the
article.
article? No, you didn't. What is the name of the article? What is fucking wrong with this camera today?
It's called Obama's final drone strike data. Fucking dumbass.
Obama's
Go Google
final
that.
drone
Go
strike
educate
data.
yourself.
And according to Obama's
educate
final
yourself,
drone
please.
strike data in the CFR,
Stop defending someone
this
just because they're
shows that
African
he has
American.
more drone strikes than
Stop
Donald
defending
Trump.
a criminal
Correct?
just because he's African American.
Correct?
Your guys' thing.
Correct?
You guys don't care that
Correct.
someone's a criminal. You'll defend them just because they're black.
Correct?
What's up with that?
Correct?
Why would you do that?
Is that correct that your source in the CFR will show that Obama has more drone strikes than Trump?
It shows how many drone strikes Obama had, and then I
Does
can show
it
you how many.
show that he has
Then I can show
more
you how many
than
Trump had.
Trump?
And then you can compare
Does
them
it
like a
show
smart,
that he
intelligent
has
human being.
more than Trump?
But I doubt you could do that.
Does
Sure.
it show that he has more than Trump? Yes or no?
Once you compare the two data sets,
So you lied.
yes, once you compare them, you have to
Good
use your brain. I
job.
know.
Trump supporters request up in the box. You, the demographic of people that I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you may call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Guys, don't just say things because you're in the heat of the moment and you don't want to make yourself look stupid. You make yourself look worse by lying. I expect the lies. It's quite literally all you guys have to offer. But at least, pause. At least pivot. That's the smartest thing to do. That's all Trump supporters do. There's a reason why 95% of Trump supporters in these conversations, when you ask them hard-hitting questions, direct questions, they just pivot to something else. I would rather you try to pivot than just lie and say with your full chest something that has been well documented. And in many cases, Republicans even praise more of his drone strikes than Obama. So what are we doing? No, he didn't run. I dropped him because one, he slurred. Two, I have this thing about if I have to fight too much with the mute button, then it's not a conversation. I'm not wasting my time. Crazy how we have not hit 200,000 likes yet. I know we're right there. What are we doing? Double tap the screen. Get the likes up to 250K. And I think we can do so within the next, I'm going to give you guys 15 minutes. 15 minutes to show the algorithm want to be here. 15 minutes to tap that screen for solid 15 to 30 to 60 seconds. 15 minutes to do all of the good things. Why are we playing? Thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate you. Trump supporters request up in the box. You are the demographic of people that I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you may call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. Fun fact, Trump supporters, you can't say that Trump pulled us out of a bad deal if you don't know what the deal did. The deal's not just bad because Trump says so. Trump also says affordability is a hoax. Trump also says you can nuke hurricanes. Trump also says magnets don't work underwater. Trump also says that he lost, or the 2020 election was stolen from him. Trump's word is not enough. Better yet, take Trump out of the equation. When did we start just believing everything that comes out of politicians' mouths? I thought y'all hated that shit. Politicians lie, right? So what are we doing? You guys will hear Donald Trump say things that not even his own DHS supports, and you'll be like, that tracks. That's why you guys still think that Alex Preddy was a gunman, or that kicking out a headlight 11 days earlier means that he deserved to get shot in the back. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate y'all. Let me go back here and get this adjusted. W's in the chat to Sean for the $10 super chat. I'm sick of MAGA whining about Obama and drone strikes as if they give a good goddamn about any Muslim. It's bullshit, hypocritical rhetoric. Seriously, shut it, punk. Yeah, they don't want them in the country. They think that they're a threat to society and Christian American values, but only when it comes to the black guy, we don't like the drone strikes. Now, to be clear, the left doesn't like the drone strikes. No one's up here asking for Obama to run for a third term or that any Democratic president in the future emulates Obama's drone strikes. That would be you guys, because you guys liked Trump's ramping up of said drone strikes. 2 days ago in Geneva, Iran agreed to 1.5 nuclear proliferation with inspections. We attacked anyway. I have to double check that. I'm not sure about that.
God bless you.
W's in the chat to Galaxy. Cherry for the Galaxy and the confetti. I appreciate you. Big W to you. Let me see, because I'm not sure about that specific number. I know about the meeting that they had, the one where he failed to make a deal. I'm unaware of the 1.5. Then that would be Thursday. No more. Talks will continue between U.S. and Iran. Oh. Interesting. So 2 days ago, the New York Times reported that talks will continue between U.S. and Iran next week. So as the deal sat, or talks of it, on Thursday, from what I'm seeing here,
yes,
they were supposed to come.
That's been my whole point of contention here, is that they lied to the American people. Because they told, the last time I read about something, I read that they had talked, that it was a positive and that like things were good and that Iran was coming back to the table next week. But then boom booms happened, and then Israel is like, yeah, we've been planning this for months.
The United States and Iran concluded a day of high-stakes diplomatic talks in Geneva on Thursday with this was the meeting. I didn't know. Oh my God. With negotiations to avert a war and reach an agreement on Iran's nuclear program to continue next week. Oman's foreign minister, I'm butchering these names, guys, so I'm not even going to fucking bother, who is mediating the talks, said on social media that significant progress had taken place on Thursday without offering further detail. He added that technical teams will be part of the upcoming round of negotiations scheduled in Vienna. The inclusion of the teams, which typically are groups of experts on nuclear issues, banking, and sanctions, suggested the talks have advanced. Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, said Iran and the United States held a 6-hour meeting, made good progress, and reached an understanding on some issues. He said differences remained on other matters without elaborating, which is expected. Mr. Araghchi said Iranian and American technical expert teams will meet in Vienna on Monday at the UN's International Atomic Energy Agency, and the negotiating team would meet in about a week. More than ever, there is seriousness on both sides to reach a deal. It was one of our best negotiating sessions. Wow. That is actually crazy. That is actually crazy. Also, look how quickly we just got up to 226,000 likes. Y'all have been playing me this whole time. Get up to 350,
Go
250.
Y'all.
W's in the chat to y'all. Why do y'all do this? This is why I bully you. Look how fucking crazy this is. So, lies. Better yet, you guys know Trump posts everything on Truth Social. It may take me a minute to find it because he posts so much. I want to see what he posted on Thursday. We're going to go find every post he made on Thursday. Because usually after all these meetings, he goes, deal this, deal that. It was great. Best talks ever. The greatest talks ever. Obama could never. Right? Let's see. We're going to scroll back. We're going to scroll back to Thursday and see what he said on Truth Social about this. You can't scroll too fast on Truth Social. Then you'll get like a weird flag because then it's like guarding for like a bot or something. So I'm taking my time. Let's see. Oh, this post. This I gotta make a video about this. I gotta make a video about this. If Kamala had won, what would have happened? I gotta make a video on this. Notice, actually, really quickly, we're gonna comment on this really quickly. What I find hilarious about none of the things mentioned in the 10 topics, none of this is endless wars. None of this is more wars. All of this, none of this is more wars. Why wouldn't he put that there? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's see what we find. Justifies dissent. Oh my god. All of these stupid posts. One day ago. We gotta get the 2 days. Yeah, Donald Trump has just been spamming his endorsements for MAGA people running in their districts. There's a lot of fucking posts, y'all. There's a lot of posts. I want to see this here. What is this? Stupid. Trump sees some literal tap of alleged political bias in his news app. Anything that doesn't say pro-Trump is biased to him. Let's see. Also, wouldn't that be Apple's constitutional right? Right? He upheld the deals to consider these corporations as citizens. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? They don't like you. They don't like you. That's their right. Okay. Judge in the ballroom. Okay. We're now at the 2-day mark. Trump draws clear midterm battle lines. Patriots versus Hatriots. Jesus Christ. Stupid post. Dems ditch American heroes for adults in frog suits. What? Trump's home run stated. Blah 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 blah. Endorsements. Oh, now we're at 3 days. He was awfully quiet on. Wait. He was awfully quiet on. You know what? We should have known. We should have known. The fact that you met with these leaders and said nothing about the meeting, we should have known he was up to this shit. If I had known this, I would have taken I would have taken bets. Trump met with Iranian leaders. Iranian leaders are the ones who said the meeting went great and we've made the most progress. And Trump didn't say a word. We should have known he was going to strike the fuck out of them.
Yeah, he didn't say a word. Sources said a word.
Andrew.
To accept, press 1.
Andrew, you're on the line. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. And do you regret your vote?
I mean, it's like the world is crazy right now. So I feel like, hey, I want things to get. I want clarity. That's what I want. On both sides.
What do you want clarity on?
On both sides. So it's like I just want clarity. I want the truth to come out. So on both sides. So I feel like Cash Patel, just clarity. Like I want people to be 100% when they're talking truth. I don't want them to be like, special interest in the bag, all that stuff where their vote was based off of the people supporting them. I want them to actually support people.
He's gonna ramble on the final day of Black History Month. My request to you guys. Support Black content creators, especially those like myself and Erica. Fuck. Okay, so that was a lot of words. Okay, do you regret your vote? Yes or no?
Not really.
Not really. So you just said a lot of words about transparency.
The fuck was all that for?
Transparency and telling the truth and all these things. Yet you would not regret your vote for the man who quite literally would be the perpetuator of all the things you just complained about.
But I would ask you, I would say you're Hector, right? Hector?
Yes.
Is that your name? Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I like your forum because I love the people because this is what happens in America a lot of times is people have their voice and they make it up in their mind and they don't allow the other side to talk. I appreciate you And was it Erica? Erica, is that your co-host?
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Can I just say something? So I was born in the time. I was born in 1973, right? So I'm from Sacramento, right? Sacramento, California.
Welcome
I
in,
was
Matt
born in a
Ray.
time where there was
Do
a
all the
lot of
good things
gangs
while
on the
you're
street,
here.
and there was a
Tap the
lot
screen.
like people are feared for their lives.
Repost.
I just want to
Follow
say, I want to
Hector.
ask you, based off this, I know how gangs started.
Make
I
it
know
rain.
how people made their decisions. A lot of times it comes
Kamala would
to
never.
their lifestyle. But I want to ask you, what would it take? What would it take where we can just have peace and love on
God
both
bless
sides?
you.
Like,
Shut
what would you
up.
guys need to see done? Because racism and slavery was that was disgraceful. Okay, now every society, because the kings and queens that try to rule this world before us, they all had agendas. I just want to ask you, brother to brother, because I see you as a brother, right? I'm a white
Welcome
man,
in, Matt
but I'm
Reed.
not white. I have clarity in my mind. I am Irish American, where my people suffered too. They came from
Lucky
the potato
Charms
famine,
white.
and even Scottish. I'm part Scottish. They had so much
Hag is
slavery
white.
in their land. So it comes from many different countries, but we got to pull together. The elect got to pull together. And I'm not talking about the elect that voted in. I'm talking about what can we do now, brother, where we can abolish this once and for all. I would love to hear your comments on this, because that's what I want to do. I have children. I don't want to be kicked down the road, because when I was born, they were calling me white boy, bro, and it was Bloods and Crips and all this shit. I don't want my kids, and my son, his best friend, his best friends are black. They don't talk this shit.
This
They don't
motherfucker.
talk any bullshit. They just talk truth. I just want to know what we can do. Me and you and Erica and my people.
Leave me out of
because I
this.
just want to know what we can do to make it a better
You leave
world.
me
for
out
our
of
bless
this.
you.
I don't want no parts of this at all. This
Denounce
shit is
Trump.
wicked.
Start there.
Okay, but why do you think if we voted in Kamala Harris, and with so much stuff going on in Minnesota right now, and if he was vice president, do you think all the shams with Somalia and all this stuff? I mean, if I denounce Trump, when I just saw
You're so
Cash
stupid.
Patel talking to Congress and the Senate, and he was
Into those two organizations.
This
he
man ain't
actually
never heard of a
gave
short
answers
Donald
sentence.
Trump
versus
did a lot
saying,
more, a
"Oh,
lot
well,
less
it's an ongoing
strikes, and Obama did significantly
investigation,"
more.
You said it right
where
the
a
first
lot
time.
of people just say that and they don't ever follow up. I'm just saying, I'm tired of this stuff that people are pushing agendas on, and they're making money off of taxpayers' money. I'm just saying, we need, as taxpayers, we need someone. It's a two-party system. I get that. But we need someone that stands up, that we vote for, and actually just does the right thing. And I want to just ask, why would you ask me to denounce Trump? I just want to know, hey, I'm not against you, my brother. As peace and love, right? I believe in what you say. I'm one of those guys that, hey, if I disagree, I want to hear their voice. I'm not going to fucking silence them. None of that stuff. I just want to have peace and love and clarity moving forward. And I don't want to vote amongst a circus Democrats or Republicans in office that just
I'm behind on this one.
prolong
W's in the chat to Melanie for the 5. I'm glad
the
I triggered
truth
him
to
into
come out.
lying. Oh yeah, that was fucking funny. He thought we were talking to him. Okay, so cool. The reason why I would say denounce Trump is because all the things you just complain about are things that Trump wears on his sleeve, that he weaponizes, that he utilizes for the detriment of America. So if you're to talk about peace and love and stuff, you probably shouldn't have voted for one of the most divisive men in U.S. history to be in the highest office.
Okay.
Hector, please
Clarity.
let me
So,
read this one.
how was
Can
he
you ask him to
pushing
hold
his
on?
agenda of hate? I
Hold
just
on
want
one
to
second.
know
I'm sorry.
because.
Hold on 1 second. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, my guy.
Shout out to Jocelyn for the $1. Jocelyn sent $1, said, nodding along like I understand. Me too, girl. Me too. Me too. Like,
yeah.
you know that, like the Jay-Z meme where
Mhm.
Jay-Z is like just that gif where he's just nodding. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that
What
gift
the
to you
hell
in a
is he
second.
talking about?
WCU, W to the donators. Guys, best way to support the platform is going to be links in the bio. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Hector Talks with 2 R's or Hector Pal with 2 O's and 2 R's. Maybe spit out my fucking drink and I may fuck up my goddamn keyboard here. Make sure you're taking good care of Erica as well. Let's get her up to 5K coins and beyond, and please hit up her links. Okay, back to you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so but how? So I feel like agendas, right? Agendas. They can make our minds believe in things where it's one-sided, right?
Can you give me a detrimental agenda of Kamala Harris?
Well, I feel like, okay, one thing with her, I felt like when she was asked questions, she really didn't answer. And the way it seemed like she was answering for whoever supported her, but she wasn't really answering the question. Now, I'm a loving person. I don't hate her. I don't hate anyone. I just want to, like, it. For instance,
W Matt Raiders,
if
by the way.
someone was
W
trying
Matt
to
and
sell
Nemo
you
Raiders, I appreciate
something,
y'all. Double
and
tap the
then
screen,
they
let's get the likes
sold
up to 300K.
$20 from you,
Maybe the Matt
right?
Raiders
It
will be
would
better
make
than the
you
Heck to us.
not like
y'all
them.
are fucking playing.
I just
Let's
want
get
to
the
know
likes up
there's
to 400K.
clarity moving forward for our generation that's coming, and there are children, and they're going to run this world. I just don't want to have these ties to whatever is tied to, where you can't actually speak truth because the money.
Any
You gotta
question that
follow
you
money.
have that you feel like Kamala Harris didn't answer, you have the opportunity now to ask it to me. I identify as a Kamala Harris simp. I am very well informed on everything that she ran off of. So any question you think she didn't answer, I most likely have an answer for you. Not from my words, but from herself.
I appreciate it.
So go ahead and ask whatever question you think she didn't answer in the 2024 election.
I'll tell you this. I live in California, all right? And in California, it's rough, man. It's rough. Okay? There's things in California that it feels like it's we make a lot of money. Okay, we're the biggest state. But it feels like there's a lot of things here that divide us. Okay? Divisive. And it doesn't create unity or love or peace, where God said, make peace and love and unity. What I really want to ask you, Hector, because I heard you, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm not against you because I voted for someone that you didn't vote for. But what I want to know is, like, how can we, okay, me as a white man, you as a black man, okay, slavery was abolished. I get it. One of my favorite presidents of all times was the 16th president, Lincoln. Okay,
where's the question at? Where's the question that you wanted answered from Kamala Harris?
Well, I didn't. When it came to, like, national security, I didn't think she answered the question.
She answered several questions in regards to national security. She always spoke on protecting American interests. In fact, that's what we were doing in part by defending Ukraine, because we were also defending ourselves and Russia's aggressions towards them, or any attacks in the region. The way that they were teasing strikes on Poland. Poland was able to find missiles in their airspaces, which would have been an issue if they executed Article 5, and then would have literally put us in a war. Kamala Harris spoke on that and tempering Russian aggression towards Ukraine. She also spoke on negotiating a deal in the form of a two-state solution with Israel and not so much Hamas, but to protect Palestinian lives. and Hamas. That was two big factors of I guess national security risk in regards to terrorists here, domestic terrorism. She very much spoke on them, particularly with the MAGA base. So all of those things were addressed by her.
I agree, but she was the border crossar, right? And why was there an open border at that
she was
time?
The what?
The what?
The border crossar, right?
The what?
Where she was supposed to
play my
give
sound.
us answers. Why was there an open border? I don't get it, bro. Because hey, we all are immigrants. Unless you're Indian, American Indian, we're immigrants to this country. I get it.
What?
And we didn't have to go through all that type of thing, like they have to go through now. But there's chains. There's chains where you have to go through to actually be an American citizen. I get it.
BRB.
But because it's national security that we're actually concerned of. I'm concerned with national
Let's just get to
security.
the point.
I don't want people to come over here that harm my kids. Now I'm like, whoever leads, I'm not concerned by race. I'm concerned by merit and standard to keep and uphold the American Constitution, the Senate, the oath to Congress, and everything that comes with it. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of people that got special interests in this country that get paid off, that lie to American people. And I'm sick of it. There's so much waste in this country. Dude, look at Saudi Arabia. We could be having golden toilets in our bathrooms, but there's so much waste. There's so much waste and collusion of waste. Hector, I appreciate you, man. I know, even though you're for the left, and I might say I'm for the right, I'm in the middle. I just want people to come together. I don't want to fight. I don't want to
Bro,
fight.
someone made a gif of me spitting out my water in the fucking Discord.
I just want peace and love for our children, bro.
Someone made a
because
gif
our
of me
children
spitting out my water
should have
in
a
the
better life
fucking
than
Discord.
we
They
do.
put it in the live chat.
That's what
Fuck
yeah,
you.
please share that.
parent
Fuck
does.
you.
We
Do you hear this guy, Hector? This is
are the
insanity.
foundation
Alrighty,
to make
cool.
our
So
children.
I answered your questions about national security, and you said something about borders are. Is the 2024 election your first election where you voted?
No, man. I'm 50, bro. So I'm 50. I
You're
voted in. I can
50
tell you
years
this, man.
old?
Huh?
You're 50 years old.
Yes, man.
Bro, I don't believe you. You don't sound 50.
I don't sound 50.
You sound
I
like
say,
buck 21,
hey,
bro.
No, bro. Because it's
No,
like
buck
this.
21 will be
Stay off drugs.
121. You sound 21.
Okay. But the fact is,
And you said you
like,
white?
I'm Irish American, man. I don't like. I
He's
don't like
Irish
color. I don't
American.
like
He's
people
Lucky
pushing
Charms.
black or white
That's a lucky
agendas,
charm
bro.
white, my guy. I don't know what else to tell you.
I'll tell you this, bro. When I was growing up, okay, I grew up in Oak Park. You can look it up. Oak Park. It was primarily
Chat,
Bloods,
guess
right?
how many? How many?
The outskirts was Crips, okay? Me and my friends got together, primarily white, but we brought in a lot of cultures. We started a foundation that was called SHARP, Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice. And we did not
W's in the
allow
chat to
bullshit.
Glory of the
And
Void
we
TTV
fucking
for
fought
the
these
$2
skinheads.
super chat.
And we
What a
fucking
terrible night to have here.
destroyed them. And I'm gonna tell you this, man.
Did
I
you just say
am-
skinheads?
I'm devastated by what happened in the past. I just want to have a
What a
bright
terrible
future.
night to have here. Thank you
future
so
for
much.
our
I appreciate
children.
you.
I don't
W's
want
in
to
the
go
chat to
back
Bugsby for
digging
the
through the
$5
past.
super chat.
This-
Here, Hector
that-
Damn.
they say
I
you
believe
go
the children
digging
of the
through the
future.
past, bro,
and
you're
the
always
answer
gonna
is
be
not the
passed
yappy
over.
McYappers.
So I just want to
Thank
know
you so
that
much, Bugsby. I
we
appreciate
can
you.
work together, man.
W's in
Hector,
the chat
I
to
love you,
Nina,
bro.
for the $2 super chat.
Regardless of
Not
what
this
side,
on the
I
last
just
day of
want
Black
to
History
have the
Month.
right
They are
team
trying
in the
us in front of
fucking
Black
White
History
House,
Month, bro.
bro.
This shit is crazy.
That's all I want.
WC, you guys.
Excuse me
Thank you so much for the
cussing.
support.
I just want to know that we can, this nosebleed that every fucking society had, bro. I just want to know that we can heal, bro. and we can come together
Cool.
and
So
be
how
one.
we heal and come together is starting
is
off by
nuts.
debunking misinformation. You mentioned that Kamala Harris with the borders are, and you believe that that was a threat in regards to what she would have allowed at the southern border, which could then harm American
Khazar.
civilians. Correction, Khazar. So Kamala Harris is not the border Khazar. Kamala Harris was never appointed the border Khazar by President Joe Biden. Kamala Harris was mentioned to being the border Khazar by Republicans. Okay? Republicans
Okay.
who quite literally use Russian propaganda, such as the Khazar word, to put this on her, to pin her as for the reason of the rampant immigration that took place specifically between 2021 and 2022. All right?
Okay.
What
Okay.
Kamala Harris's job was to do had nothing to do with being a border Khazar, but she was tasked by Joe
Okay.
Biden in March of 2021 to address the root causes of migration in the northern triangle of Central America, right? And that would be El
Okay.
Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. And she did so successfully. She started a group called the PCA, which is the Partnership for Central America. And what that was through diplomatic efforts. She reached out to several corporations, contractors. She was able to get billions of dollars in investments, about 9.2 billion in total, or 9.7.
Okay.
Specifically in private sector, which was able to get them, build them institutions, schools, better their roads, education, job opportunities, so on and so forth. And that would give them more incentives and reasons to stay there versus coming here. Then we was able to give them about $4 billion directly in payments, and that also went towards citizens. What we did see, if we're counting the reduction of encounters in 2021 to 2024 after its implementation, is specifically in those regions that I mentioned, we saw decreases in encounters from 13 to 39 and 51%. That coupled on with Joe Biden's executive order over the summer, setting a cap on encounters to 2,500 a day, aggressively brought down the numbers. But even then, it was going down before said executive order. That was the role she was given, and per her diplomatic effort, she did so successfully. Vice presidents do not have executive powers over the southern border. That would be a responsibility of people over DHS, and that would have been who was the DHS head under Biden? I don't remember. Let me see.
Mayorkas.
Thank you. That would be Mayorkas. Alex, not Alex.
Okay.
What's his name?
Okay.
Mayorkas.
Okay, I can ask you something. How do you think the term when Joe Biden was in? How do you think America was, like, with his policies? I mean, this is not like I'm not goating you. I'm not fucking trolling you. I just want to have a normal conversation, brother to brother.
All right. So how do I think things were under the Biden administration? If we're what specific area you want me to mention? If we're talking about the economy, like what?
Just based off life, bro. Just based off life. Like,
So the problem with that is, I mean, I can give you my anecdotal experience. I don't think it's gonna give you the answer that you like. My life was significantly better under the Biden administration than years beforehand. I'm not even attributing that to Biden, but I'm just answering the question. 2021 to 2024, outside of my own stupid shit, I was doing pretty well, infinitely better than I was under the Trump administration. But that's not because of any actions of either president. To answer, if you're referencing prices, grocery prices, and things like that, yes, we saw significant increases, but we know those reasons had nothing to do with Joe Biden and everything to do with supply and demand issues due to the fallout of the pandemic.
Well, also had to do with COVID. I think COVID was a big scam, bro. I work in the medical realm, and I just feel like COVID was a big fucking
Why the
scam,
hell
bro.
did you mention that?
And I appreciate you
that?
answering that, bro. Because
Are you okay? Why
you
would
know
you
what?
even?
I did.
What are you doing?
I did lose my job when Obama was elected, and I had my job for like 12 years. I didn't want to blame the Democrats because I voted Democratic my whole life. I'm a California. I was a Democrat. Even my mom in her last days, she voted for Trump. I just want to know if you can tell me, like, what is it against the two administrations? What is it that people like or dislike? What is it that we're shooting for? I just want to have clarity. I want to know what we're actually trying to do. I don't want to have one administration to come in and change things that worsen our people, and I don't want to have another administration to come in to weaken our people. I just want to have the greatest nation of all time. Don't you believe America is the greatest nation?
By several metrics, sure. I think the problem with the Trump administration is all the things that made us great, he's challenging and revoking and, undoing. America is great because of its diversity. So we do not make it greater by attacking the United States. In fact, Joe Biden actually said this last night at a meeting. America is great because America is good. That's contested. But if one of the things that make us great is our goodness, then Donald Trump would be challenging that on every level. Because Donald Trump doesn't ask for us to be good to other people. He asks for us to be hateful, to be fearful, where he demonizes an entire opposing side because we have an issue with statements such as they're poisoning the blood of our nation. We have an issue with the white man, president of the United States now, telling a black woman, one of the most qualified women ever, that she just so happened to turn black, that she's stupid, a DEI hire, supporting arguments such as that she slept her way to the top and all this nonsense. We have an issue with that. We have an issue with a man who ran off of no new wars now being on the forefront of starting up several of them, as Kamala Harris stated, his war of choice. We have an issue with contradictions. We have an issue with someone who looks like where America was in the 50s, 60s, 70s before then, and then bringing us back to that time period. When you think of a good time for America, what time period would you give? What year would you give? What 5 years? What would be a good time period you would say where you thought America was pretty all right?
I mean, I tell you this, bro. I love music, so I go back to music, and like blues and soul is like, bro. I love reggae music. I love rock and roll. What I'd say is the best time, because we all come from suffering, right? So when we can actually take all that suffering in and create something beautiful and actually, give it to the world, that's the greatest time in the country. But my understanding and what I've been through a lot of pain too, my brother. But my pain.
That was in the chat to Terry for the $20 Venmo. Strangest dialogue I've heard all day.
Endorse my pain.
I
just want to know how we can correct it.
W's in the chat
no
to
one
Nikki
has to be
for the $5 Venmo. Tell this man to have his black best friend explain Khazar to him.
I don't really feel like America had the greatest time in history. I feel like
he didn't say he had a black best friend.
I think with our children, because slavery and all the bullshit. When we can actually see eye in eye, even though someone killed your dog,
his kid has a black
they
best friend.
buried in your neighbor's yard. I feel like once we abolish all
in the chat
bullshit,
to Brooke for the $2
we can
cash
actually
app.
have the
Appreciate you. One for Erica. Thank you so much, Brooke. I'll do that. W's
but
in the
there's
chat
a lot of special
guys,
interests
best ways to
trying
support
to
the
steal our
platform.
money
And at this point, my
and the
drinking
grants
fund
and
is
all
the
this stuff.
links in the bio. Cash that PayPal,
I mean,
Venmo.
I can go
Hector
on
Talks
and
with
on.
2 R's or Hector
But my
Power
brother,
with 2 O's and 2 R's.
I appreciate you,
if you're
Hector.
on the tube side, you may send
I
a super chat.
appreciate you, man.
Let him go.
I
Make
feel
sure you
like
take care of Erica as
me
well.
and you
Make sure
are
you're
one
taking
of
care
the
of her. Get up
same,
to 5K
regardless of how it comes. We want to change things, and the
so
only
I asked
way
you for a best time period. I was wanting a year, but that's fine. Donald Trump thinks one of the best times for America was specifically between the 1920s and the 1930s. Would you like to go back to the 1920s and the 1930s?
No, I think honestly the baby boomers were the 1960s, right? So from the 1920s and 1930s, there was a lot of racism in this world. Even with Italian Americans coming over here called guaps and all
Hector
that
hates
shit.
us.
I really, that's why when you look at New York, they have their segregation of their own people in different communities, right? But I feel like those communities working together would bring that fucking abomination down. I believe the 1960s, regardless of slavery, okay, it took Abraham Lincoln get shot in the head to fucking free slavery.
No. God fucking damn it. Let's start with the 1960s. 1960s, you think that was a good time period? Okay, I'll give you the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
I say in America it's because people having babies, right? The baby boomers were in the 1960s, and it was like you could buy a house for like $5,000. Like right now, dude, if you want to buy a house in my fucking my neck of the woods,
White
it's
people
gonna
could buy
cost
a
you like
house for
$450.
$5,000.
It's like,
Eric, be
What
quiet.
slur did
come
he
on,
say,
man.
kid? I didn't hear
It,
a
it
slur.
just
What slur did he
it
say?
does it kills me because
Did he say a
there
slur?
are agendas,
I didn't hear that.
right? Honestly, as you and me shouldn't be against each other and who we voted for. Our agendas should be how
Oh,
can
he did.
we
He said
help each other
WOP.
to make it where our next generation could actually carry the torch and feel grateful, like we're in the Olympics and shit.
God bless you.
I honestly feel like it comes down to a time where why are we being pushed all the burden because the future
Check
or
your
the
pay
past
links.
fucking electoral people push the burden to
That was in
our
the chat to
fucking
Lawyer
youth.
the Void
That's
TTV
what
with the
I'm
$2
saying, man.
super chat. Nothing about this
I
conversation
mean,
has
regardless
been
what
normal
side
in
you
the
on,
slightest. You guys can't see it
I
over
don't
on
want to
that
have to
side.
pay
There's a
taxes
therapist
for illegal
meme I have
immigrants.
up on the therapy chair.
I mean, I don't want to have to pay tax. Why
Continue
should
to double tap the screen.
one
Let's get the
side
likes
get
up to
everything,
400K and beyond.
and then we're over here
575 people in
struggling?
here.
I
Engage with
live
the engagement.
paycheck to
Let's
paycheck,
knock out this
and
little
I
gift
support
goal here.
all my
We
kids.
have
I'm not
68
on
more
welfare.
of the journeys left.
I support.
Share
I
out the live with your
came
friends
from
and
the
family.
bottom,
Repost,
making
add it to your
$14
story.
an
I
hour,
think we're gonna get ready for
and
this
I
one.
worked all the way to the top without college. I didn't have the chance to go to college, but I'm gonna give that to my kids.
That
I
is
just
a
want
beautiful thing. So I think one of the ways that we can benefit
God bless you.
in a sense of sending your kids to college would be things like helping college be more affordable, right?
Yes.
Trump University was a scam. He was quite literally settled for $25 million. It was a real estate course that bullshitted folks. Not to mention, Donald Trump was one of the biggest critics of, or it's Republicans in general, were one of the biggest critics of the student loan forgiveness that the Biden-Harris administration implemented near the end of their term. We saw over 5 million people see about $165 to $170 billion of student loan forgiveness. And then literally it was Supreme Court and Republicans shut it down. In regards to a lot of the things that you mentioned, you're being, I'm gonna keep it $150 with you, bro. I'm gonna keep it $150 with you, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
You've done a lot of stuff, and you said a lot of stuff, and I feel like we could have a conversation. But if you haven't noticed, all you've done is pivot away from not only the topic, but the problem in every single thing that you're talking about. You have an issue with racism?
What's that?
Look no further than Trump and enabling racism in himself and the party. You have a problem with affordability? Then we should look at Trump, who quite literally has increased prices of several goods, specifically in his tariffs, to which the Supreme Court even just blocked him from implementing. And now over 1,100 companies can sue the government and get restitution, which we may even fund that. If you want to talk about border immigration enforcement and stuff, look no further than Donald Trump, who, when solutions was presented in Congress come February 2024 in the form of Bill S4361, Trump is the one who said, "Hey, I don't like that." Called Republicans to shut it down. Only one voted for the bill in the Senate, and then it went to shit, and hasn't presented a single piece of legislation afterwards to actually fix the problem via law, not just directives, which any court can block. Everything that you're saying, every single thing we can tie.
I swear to God.
Why would you say that on live?
Because you said it before,
hey, bro.
That's single thing that you're talking about, everything ties back to Trump. Everything.
Okay.
Now, I did have a fund. People have paid to drop you. But I do want to let you know you can call back at a later date. The people have just had it with you. Okay? So, with that being said, I do appreciate you calling in. Please feel free to call back at a later date. But we have to respect capitalism here, and they pay the drop you do. But call back. Call back at a later date.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All right, man.
W's in the chat to Amber for the $50 PayPal. Shut him up. That was it. That was that. She had it. We have a couple more.
So I've been waiting patiently.
Yeah,
How's it going?
We can wait some more.
From
Charles.
To accept, press 1.
Charles, you're on the line. Hold for a second, please. W's in the chat to Sean for the $15 Venmo. What did we do to deserve this? I don't know what to tell y'all. This is just the job. W's in the chat to Venmo. Amanda for the $20 Venmo. Add it to the Kick Fund or donate it to a rehabilitation center for this absolutely obliterated caller. It's 5:22 p.m. here in California, and there's no reason anyone should be this drunk. You think he was drunk? XOXO. Thank you, Amanda. W's to you. And W's in the chat to Claire for the $10 Venmo. I'm a big reggae and ska fan. Sounds like this guest is a traditional, non-racist skinhead. This is a movement from the UK based on unity with Jamaican immigrants and love for their music. How the hell can he support Trump? Love you, Hector and Erica. W's to you. W's to you. Thank you so much, Claire. Guys, best way to support the platform is going to be the links in the bio. Of course, do all of the things. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 400K and beyond. Charles, you're on the line. Did you vote for Trump?
Is this Hector Talks?
Yes. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Oh, am I still muted? Oh, shit. I didn't realize I was still muted. You voted for Trump?
Yeah.
Do you regret your vote?
No.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I agree with his foreign policy issue that he carried out.
Like what?
Like getting rid of the dictator of Iran, Ayatollah Khomeini. He's dead.
Okay. I don't know how long you've been in the stream here, but Donald Trump considered himself a master deal maker, right? Art of the Deal?
Sure. I never read it, though.
Neither have I. I have better books to read. So Donald Trump considered himself the master deal maker, art of the deal. He quite literally met with Iranian leaders, prime ministers, so on and so forth on Thursday to negotiate a deal. And it was reported by Iran's side, the opposing side, that it was some of the most successful talks that they've had in some time. And then Donald Trump went ahead and struck them early this morning.
Yeah.
Meetings
and
are
I
supposed
think
to
really
continue on next week so they can negotiate a deal so that they don't have the nukes that America is throwing around as a great threat to us. And then he struck them in the middle of talks, in the middle of negotiations.
Yeah. And you know what we did strike in particular? We struck their ballistic missile launchers so they can't strike us. We've taken down their leadership, and I hope the Iranian people can rise up. My Iranian friend's actually very happy right now, so I'm very.
Oh
proud.
yeah, they're all so happy for Trump and thanking Trump up and down.
Say that again, caller.
My Iranian friend is very happy, and I'm very happy for him that his country got rid of the brutal dictator Khomeini.
I don't give a shit about your Iranian friend. Did you hear everything I just said?
I heard I don't give a shit about your Iranian friend. I heard that.
You didn't hear nothing I said before that.
I heard Trump was in talks with these people, and I really think this administration is the gaffe administration. We can't work out the deal with them, so we're just gonna strike them. It's that simple.
God bless
so
you.
You would have missed what I said, and that the conversation went well and was cited by Iranians as one of the most productive that they've had. Talks were supposed to continue next week, and Donald Trump struck them. So he did not choose to go the diplomatic route. He did not exhaust all options to find peace with Iranians without military force. Instead, he jumped the gun, which shouldn't be surprising to anyone who understands this is exactly the message he sent when he allowed Pete Hegseth to rename the Department of Defense the Department of War, which is funny because you guys voted for no new wars.
Well, actually, I think that it's pretty impressive that we were able to take down a regional military power in Iran, and then we kidnapped the dictator of Venezuela, so with no American casualties on any of that. So it's actually kind of impressive Like, I'm impressed. Like, George Bush could not have done
You
that.
violated international law by scooping up a sitting president of another nation and interfering with their process. And then now you're, again, now complimenting him for skipping over diplomacy with a group of people that were actually willing to come to the table with them.
Yeah.
How would you
And
feel if
it's
you were coming
impressive.
to an agreement with someone and then over the course of a night, they just struck you, like just stabbed you in the back?
God bless
Is that
you.
what
I'm
we
not a
want
dictator
America
who
to
murders
stand on?
people.
Listen, that you really do not want to go down that route because America very much can be considered dictatory. The guy you voted for said he wanted to be a dictator on day one for a day.
That was sarcastic. He was trolling, but go on.
Sarcastic. Every single bad thing he says, you guys summarize as a troll. That's super funny.
I mean, hey, it was pretty funny, to be honest with you. But I just
Yeah, I don't
think I
vote for
like what he's
comedians in
doing
the
in
White House.
Iran.
I vote for presidents.
Okay, well, I mean, shit, you guys lost the election by a lot.
2.5 million votes.
Yeah, 2.5 million is a lot.
Donald Trump lost by 8 million votes in the 2020 election.
Yeah, you guys won by a lot. I'm not going to deny that. He lost, totally.
Wow, you're not going to deny it. That's crazy. Trump does. Why would you vote for someone who denies the election results of the 2020 election?
Because I agree with his foreign policy.
Cool. So if a man can't even be honest about his loss, actually, let's change this. You sound like a masculine guy, right? You like masculinity? You want to be masculine?
I like masculinity, sure. I mean, I'm not gay or anything, so I'm not going to be simping after dudes. But yeah, I like to work on myself physically, prove myself.
What the? Do you play any video games?
Do I play any video games? No. Why do you ask? Actually, I did play this one video game, Red Dead Redemption 2. It was a great game. Unfortunately, they haven't done anything new for the game, so I'm not playing it as of late. But yeah, go on.
All right. Let's say you're playing a game of Monopoly. And in this game of Monopoly, you're playing with a group of friends. And you just whooping their asses, right? You got the experience, you know what you're doing, you're making all the right plays, and you beat your friend's ass in this game of Monopoly. And then at the end of the Monopoly game, where you make them all bankrupt and you go away with your bank, your friend flips the entire fucking table over. Your friend goes, "You fucking cheated. You took money from the bank. You replace houses with hotels to charge higher fees on everything I landed on. You manipulated the dice to roll in ways that did not favor me and consistently land me in jail. All this different stuff." And he said, no evidence whatsoever. Everyone around you at the table who's playing as well had no evidence whatsoever of any of the things that you claimed. Imagine inviting him back to game night, week after week after week after week after week, allowing him to make the same claims that he hasn't substantiated. Does that make any sense to you?
I mean, it's just a game. So, I mean, I don't really get it.
It's not about the game. I use the game as an example. It's a principle of it. It's a principle of a pathological liar contesting the results of the end of the game, causing contention between you and your friends with no evidence whatsoever. And you enable it by allowing him to do so again and again and again. That's exactly what 77 million people did when they voted for him in 2024. He ran off of him having the 2020 election stolen from him wrongfully, and that he thought that was some reason to deserve it now. 77 million people, not all of them to be fair, but a large group of that people voted for him because they felt like he was cheated in the 2020 election. Lies won him the election, and that's exactly what you voted for.
Okay, well, hey, I'm not a party voter. I'm not attached to any politician, you know. I'm not going to get on my hands and knees and start, sucking Dick Cheney's dick or whatever. I'm just here to vote for the guy who I think, or the woman, I'm not against a woman president. But I just think, whoever's going to do the best job, and I'll vote for him. I'm not registered to any party to vote. Well, I am actually. I'm an independent, but that doesn't mean jack shit. I'm not going to go vote for the independent candidate, whoever the fuck that is. Unless they're the right person for the job, then I would.
You voted for the worst person for the job, my guy.
I actually think Donald Trump's pretty cool.
What do you think makes Donald Trump cool?
I mean, he is a badass. Just look at it, bro. He took a bullet like a fucking champ. No one's taken a bullet that well since Theodore fucking Roosevelt.
How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 21.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. You are far too young to be this ignorant.
And I'm gonna say this. Shut your bitch ass up, motherfucker. Fuck you. This shit's been so fucking funny. Thank you, Hector, for giving me a good laugh. Happy Black History Month.
Guys, can I get several huge W's? Several huge W's in the chat. To Shirley. And I'm sorry I'm not more enthusiastic about this, Shirley. For the $50 cash app. All she said was thank you. Thank you, Shirley. Big W's in the chat to you. Big W's in the chat to you. 1 second. And he's gone. We had someone in there.
God bless you.
Thank you guys for the gifts.
You better call her Miss Shirley.
Huh?
Okay. I gotta behave.
Debbie's in the chat, so Glory for the $5 super chat. Both of y'all deserve something to drink after that. Something with the word overproof on the bottle. Thank you so much, Glory. Debbie's in the chat to you. Damn it, Sean. Sean, do you have Discord? Send me whatever YouTube retracted. Debbie's in the chat to Sean for the $5 super chat. Whatever he said, YouTube said, nah, you can't say that. Sean, send me whatever you said on Discord if you have Discord, or just message me on TikTok. I wouldn't know what you said. Oh man. I know y'all are annoyed, but I'm sorry. There's something about whenever I hear like young men, I don't believe the guy before him was 50. I fucking refuse to believe that. Whenever I hear young men talk about Trump the way that they did, it doesn't sit right with my soul, man. Like, I do have a bit of sympathy for them because I was them when I was 21. I was them when I was 21. I thought all the shit that they, not all of it, a good large portion of the shit that they believed. It's really crazy. It's really crazy how we've got masculinity and strength and what it means to be a leader so fucked up to where, in many cases, the first people, I ain't even gonna cap, he turned on his camera, got straight to work instead of asking questions. I kind of respect that. Can we gift the fuck out this guy? Let's throw some gifts at this guy, bro. Let's throw some gifts at this guy. Does he have
Hey,
any
that's
music?
Bilal.
This is Bilal. I don't know Bilal, but apparently he's the dancing resident.
I sang to him yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Ugh.
And then I played my song for him. I played the Erica effect for him. He was getting it too.
What kind of song can I
Boy,
play?
you look good once you back that ass up.
Throw some gifts at him, bro. Throw some gifts at him, y'all. Hold on.
You're a big fine. I don't know how to say it. You're a big fine woman once you back that ass up. Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up. Ho, what you playing with? Back that ass up.
I need a song. We gotta play a song. All
bend
the
it.
songs will get me flagged, bro. Hold on.
Bandit, gun landed.
What kind of song could I
Something,
play?
something.
Hold on. Let me just find like non-copyright beats. I'll find something for him. I'll get you some music. In
I'm gonna
second,
say.
bro.
I'm gonna say thank yous while Hector's looking for music, y'all. Shout out to Jocelyn. Jocelyn, while that man was rambling, said, I can't believe this is real life. Jocelyn also said, cue the sad piano music. Not piano, cue the sad violin music. And shout out to Sean for the $10. Sean said he's a mud puddle. He's for peace and love, but he voted for Cadet Bone Spurs. Shut the bad word up. Exactly, Sean. How is it that peace and love BS working out for you? P.S. How are we going to come together if your guy portrays the Obamas as apes? Good question. This guy is the white version of the Marlon Wayne skit. Shut the F up. All right, Sean did not like him at all. Drop some hearts in the chat for Sean. Is that Christmas music? Oh.
There you go.
I got like one more.
Oh.
Jeez. What I do to you?
Go ahead.
You don't have to say what I did. It's okay. Shout out to Shauna for the $10. Shauna said, yes, Hector indeed hates us. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Because
W to the donos. W to
the
the
way
donos.
the way I was saying, Hector, PayPal, please, Hector, PayPal. Yes, next month is Women's History Month. Can you put him on the big screen?
Hold on. That should be there. I don't think it thinks at all. Whatever. I don't fucking care.
Hey, fuck it up. I'm gonna start rapping.
Over TikTok side, you have people from other countries, they get their coins, it helps them feed their families, and I entertain them every now and then. Mainly because I like this guy. He didn't ask, he didn't wait, he just said, I'm just gonna get to work. He turned on his camera, he just got to work. I respect that. I respect the fuck out of that.
Get it. Fuck it up.
Look at that. Y'all ain't got that waistline. Y'all ain't got that
Fuck it
waistline.
up.
Look at that.
Fuck it up.
Look at that.
Fuck it up.
God bless you.
Fuck it up. Hey. Hit him with the ceiling, Bilal. Hit him with the ceiling, Bilal. Hit on the ceiling. He got stamina too.
All right. Can we get up to 3K? Get up to 3K and we'll resume the show.
Let's go.
Jump to points, press up the box, see the demographic of people I want to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you can call me on 737-295-5321.
Do the ceiling.
Ceiling. Do the ceiling. Can you do the ceiling? Can you do it?
I don't know. Probably not. Hey, Joey.
Hi guys, I'm just here for the show. I enjoy it.
Doesn't Bilal come on your live also?
No, not Bilal. We have his name is Mufasa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bilal, you came up here, you did the damn thing. We appreciate you coming up, Bilal. Rest your bones, Bilal. Rest your bones. I appreciate you. Good job. Good job, Bilal. W's Bilal.
Hey, I heard you guys had Torta Pounder in here a little bit ago.
Was that Torta?
Yeah, that was Torta. Mexicanos for Trump. Yeah, that's Torta. He has like 17 different accounts.
Torta is El Predictor. He's John Wayne. Like, Torta has a gazillion accounts, and I like to block all of them.
Palmadessa fan account, like a couple of those. Yeah.
W's in the chat to Tyler for the $1 PayPal. We get it. We'll start tapping. Goddamn right. I don't know if I'm gonna wait for 400K though, because y'all a bit too slow for my taste today. And we can get to this.
Tell him you're gonna shave your beard.
That is a good threat. Except I wouldn't.
It's a beautiful threat.
First off, I don't trust him enough to hit the likes, and nothing's worth my beard. Not a goddamn thing would make me jeopardize my beard. Y'all have never seen Babyface Hector, and you never fucking will. Absolutely not. W's in the chat.
You want to see Baby Erica?
Sure.
Oh, I shut up.
W's great goal for the 100 jewels. W's in the chat to Sean for the $5 super chat. Shut down that lame ass Grateful Dead slop bullshit rhetoric. Don't talk about peace and love and good and vote for Cadet Bone Spurs. It's turn up my mic. Oh man. Yo, I've had a week.
God bless you.
I woke up this morning, I literally couldn't even fucking breathe. I was so goddamn mad. The last 2 times I've went out, for some reason, whatever the fuck is happening outside, I get sick. Jesus Christ. Still a little tight, but it's a lot better. Hence why I'm even live right now. I almost skipped it, but I took some medicine and my inhaler, and I've been all right for now. I do have to go get food, though, after this. All right, guys, let's do this. 464 people. Oh, shit. That's baby Erica. It's actually funny because you kind of look like my brother there. You actually kind of look like my baby brother. That's baby Erica, y'all. Just chomping on a foam cup like it's a holy meal.
It tastes delicious. I'm sure it did.
God damn it. Can we tap the screen? Can we tap the screen and get up to 400K before this last call?
Who's this person at the bottom?
To accept, press 1.
I don't know what your name is. You're on the line. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Cool beans. Do you regret your vote?
No, not at all.
Not in the slightest. Okay. Why'd you vote for a guy who ran off of No New Wars and then started one early this morning?
What? Because that's not what I believe. You know, I'm an old school Republicano. You know, I just like Bush, and I voted that because you know I'm drinking my Bush Light, watching the time and then I.
The hell was that?
I'm not amused.
I'm not amused either. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Hey Hector, is there perks to your super fans here?
Yes, I have a few. The perks, y'all ain't shit in the live chat. The perks, it's been so long since I've gone over them, and most of my members don't use them anymore. So they are going to be different. They're mostly the same, but different from the Discord. So when TikTok went through the bullshit that they went through, and I created the Discord server, we came to find out that you could subscribe to Discord communities. You can subscribe.
I didn't give a damn. I sent you 2 super fan boxes, though.
I don't know how that works, but thank you for that. Yeah, that's enough of the phone lines tonight. Y'all are doing too fucking much. What was I saying? Anyway, you get more perks when you subscribe to the Discord community. So if you want to support the stream, if you want to support everything that we do, and you're in the Discord, the best way to do so is subscribing in the server subscriptions tab. We have the same levels, ally and accomplice, and it's literally cheaper than the $10 they're asking for one person here on Superfans. And TikTok takes half of it. Discord only takes 10%. So if you really want to support the stream, subscribe in the Discord. Subscribe in the Discord. You'll see in the channels, server subscriptions. You can go there and do it. If you just like gifts and TikTok shit, by all means, you can be a super fan here. Like literally when you click on it, I think I put the headline or whatever is don't subscribe here, do it on Discord. But at the same time, you got it like that, nigga. Do what you want to do. I can't stop you. But the best way is through the Discord. But thank you for the 2 super fans. I appreciate you. All right, we got somebody up here. Guys, 400K, and then we're going to go watch Black Panther. Navaron, did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He makes my life less boring. He's got to bomb more cities and more stuff, you know. It'll be epic. Maybe I will join one day. I don't know.
Oh, Adam.
When I find the guts. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
Hi, brother. How are you? You're from Syria. I need help. Find me.
2008.
What?
2008.
What month?
February.
What day?
15. Yeah.
Why do you want to be a piece of shit?
What do you mean?
Why do you want to be a piece of shit?
Wait, do you think at the end of your life, don't you think you would have done more exciting stuff or no?
What?
You want to live boring every day?
Our politics
I'm
are
asking
supposed
you.
to be boring. We're not supposed to go to our debate stages, to our press briefings, to find entertainment. We're supposed to find solutions and proper reasoning for the betterment of society.
No, this should be, bro. This should. It should, bro. What are you doing? You're gonna be bored your
I
entire
have
life.
more
You're
than
gonna be
enough series
working.
that I enjoy: Netflix, Prime Video, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Peacock, and other streaming services that I go to for entertainment. I go to politics for better.
That's not me. That's not me, by the way. That's not me. I don't know what it is.
Thank you, Marie and Anastasia, for becoming super fans. I don't know if y'all got Senate. I think those are the ones Joey were talking about. Did that just kick in?
It has a timer. That way they can click on it. It gives them 3 minutes, and then whoever, it's first come, first serve. So.
Oh, I don't know how any of that shit works. Thank you guys for being DEI subscribers. I appreciate you. Hope you keep it. So again, politics is not entertainment. You look into politics for a source of entertainment, and exactly why we're fucked. You should probably stop being a piece of shit and not being that person.
No, can you tell me what you have done in your life that's exciting, that you can remember, like fun times?
What
like
excites
anything?
me is irrelevant to this conversation.
No, I'm just saying. I think big stuff like that will entertain your life more. Stories to tell. I don't
Stories
know.
to tell about how 77 million people voted for a fascist.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what
I
they
have to
literally
talk
did
to
in World
you
War III.
stupid motherfuckers on a daily basis because for some reason I chose
That's
to do
what
this
they
for
did
a
in-
living. Nothing's exciting about that, my guy.
They've got praised for it. What do you mean, the soldiers in World War II? So, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Trump supporters request up in the box. You're the demographic of people that I'd like to have a conversation with. If you're over on the tube side, you may call the number on screen, 737-295-5321. All the guys crying earlier about how much I hate y'all, now you hate yourselves. We're not going anywhere until we get 400,000 likes. Oopsies, turned it back on you. Tap the fucking screen. We're going to be going to the Discord, and we're going to be watching Black Panther tonight for the last night of Black History Month. And then we're going to go to Dan's live because he's hosting something special for the niggas and niggettes. So, if you'd like to be a part of that, make sure you check the links in the bio to join the Discord community.
Play the sound.
We are over 600 members strong. So, check. I'm fucking irritated. Check out the links in the bio. What am I looking for? Yeah. Join the Discord community. Links in the bio. Those of you on the YouTube side, check the link in the description of this live stream, and you can get access to the Discord server that way. That's also where you can subscribe to those of you who want to do that. Once again, it's the final. It's the final day for Black. Fuck. Hold on. I had the wrong one. Where is it? Aha! It's the final day for Black
Niggles.
Month, so we're gonna watch Black Panther in response to that. Join the Discord community for it. The second we get to 400,000 likes on the TikTok side, that's what we're gonna go over to the Discord to do. How much? Where are we at on YouTube? 94 likes on YouTube. Once we get to 100 likes on YouTube and 400K likes on TikTok, we're going to join the Discord and we're going to go watch
Niggles.
Panther.
God damn it, Hector, bro.
Y'all know that movie?
Niggles.
Panther in 2018. It was starring rest in peace Chadwick Boseman. He's one of my favorite.
Niggles.
That dude was cool, man. There's even a second movie. It was like
Niggles.
Panther, Wakanda Forever. You guys remember that one? That movie was crazy. I thought it was trash. But yeah. I'm ready to watch some
Niggles.
Panther. But we cannot watch
Niggles.
Panther until you guys get the likes up. All right? So make sure you hit the likes, okay? Free me. Free ya.
Niggles.
All right?
All right, I don't want you to play the sound anymore.
What was the context behind that? Because that's you, Erica, right?
She'll tell you.
Yeah.
She'll tell you.
No, I
She'll
won't.
tell you.
I don't remember what the context was. Why did I say that?
What was it?
Fuck.
I think you were joking. You were trying to say something, and you just said it so wild.
Oh, I was telling you how you should do your videos before you go live. So you should post a video in the morning, like one of your regular videos in the morning, and then before you go live, just post a short and quick, easy video. And I was like, just say, "Hey, I'm live, niggas," and then that was the end of it.
That sounds about right.
See?
That sounds
That's
about
it.
right. If you're over on the tube side, on your way in or on your way out, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notification bells as well. You'll also see an option on my profile that will take you directly to the shop that we have. Still working on the name. I got to figure that out after I figure out the first. Kamala Would Never merchandise sold on several different pieces of clothing, whether it's going to be a hat, a beanie, a shirt, a hoodie, shorts, tank tops, pajama set, and others. You can get all of that in the shop, and I have to work on mugs. Yes.
I remember why I came back up. I forgot. I'm not going to hold you. I remember why I came back up. Iran has confirmed that the Ayatollah is dead.
Okay. Well, retaliation is going to be crazy. We also had several strikes on U.S. bases or near U.S. bases in the region. I saw one casualty confirmed and several other people injured. So there's that. This is only day one. It's going to get worse. It's going to ramp up. It's going to be something. It's going to be something. Debbie's in the chat.
Honest,
Yes.
I'm going on mute.
Debbie's in the chat to Melvin for the $5 super chat. Hi, Hector and Erica. Just came back from my kids' Black History program. W's. So cute. Miss Erica inboxed me. I'm mailing out stuff Monday. Erica, you know Melvin?
Hi, Mr. Melvin.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Got you. He said inbox you. Inbox him. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say.
I got it.
382. Almost there. Free me, bro. Free me, bro. Free me. Knock out these roses. This is the last gift. You go live today, Joey?
Yes, I just got done doing my my grifting activities, and then debating later at night. I literally debated, I battled that dude that was MAGA, right? And I was like, dog, like, you're a grifter. He's like, no, I support Trump. I'm like, okay, why? He brought up ICE and saying that ICE was unaliving people that were being a menace. I forget the proper term that he used. I was like, okay, then explain Keith Porter. He's like, who the fuck is Keith Porter? I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, hey, let me just get something straight. Like, are you a grifter or do you actually like believe in this guy? And he's like, go ahead, ask me. I was like, okay, what's the Fourth Amendment? And he quit. He ended the battle. Like, he dipped. Like, he just ran, like, skedaddled. And I was like, oh man, I want to go MAGA hunting for those people.
Funny
So you both do that thing with your mouths?
Oh, yeah.
I'm never mind.
You have very moist
I'm
mouths,
already in
Joey.
deep. I'm in very deep shit already, so I should just be quiet. I'm gonna go on
We
mute.
have very moist mouths, Joey. She has a thing called moist mouthophobia, where it detects her. I don't know the actual name of it. That's why I said I don't remember the fucking name. It's a word, but
I have
it's a
big
real
lips,
thing.
and so
not the big.
I gotta do the thing.
If you guys are not following me, hit that follow button in the top left corner. Thank you, Nala. We are live every Saturday after 3 p.m. CST and randomly throughout the week. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. It's crazy for this whole live. We only got 90 followers for this live? What?
God bless you.
That's crazy. Also, I'm going to go ahead and message Matt because I think for that conversation we had with that one white nationalist, that would have been very helpful to have Eric actually talk to him. So I'm going to figure out how to sync the calls with the guests. Misophonia. Misophomia or Nia? Misophonia? I have misophonia. Okay, got it.
Is that the fear of Missy Elliott?
God bless you.
Shut the fuck up, Joey. Shut the fuck up, Joey. Nala, not Nala. Lauren, did you mean to request that?
I did actually.
Hey, how you doing?
I wanted. Hey, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
We here.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd share this with you. I know somebody who is one of the 1%ers, and he's up there in big government meetings and whatnot, a big corporate guy. But I know him through my work. And I asked him today what he thought about the bombing, the bombing. And he said it was good. It was long overdue. These people are horrible. They're, they won't let, if you don't wear a hijab, if a woman doesn't wear a hijab out in public, then she gets shot in the eye. And he was a veteran of Iraq. And he said that the Afghanistan war, and that this one is.
She's not cutting out for anyone else. She's cutting out for me. Is it my stream?
No, it's her. She has bad signal.
Can you hear me?
You have bad signal.
Yeah.
Let me move. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
I usually get better signal over here. He said that the Iraq and the Afghanistan thing were not winnable, and it caused the destabilization over there, which people are talking about. But he says with this one, it's winnable. They've got the young people are ready to step up. He thinks the young people are going to step up and take over. So anyway, I thought that was interesting and perspective. I don't agree with it, and I didn't argue with him, but I thought it was an interesting perspective coming from a perspective that wasn't mine.
I think that I don't think you're a Trump supporter, Desiree. I think I've seen you here before. Let's see. I think that all the things that we say okay to in other places, we would be enabling here. And now I'm like, hey, who wants to start striking the White House so we can get the young people take out these boomers and actually fix the country? I mean, if we're going by that logic. Now, to be clear, I actually when it comes to the younger Iranians and like what they would more so want, I guess it would be considerably more left than the current regime. I think that could be a good thing for a region, but that's also not my fucking place to say how it's going to happen. Nor do I think that U.S. boots need to be on the ground for that. At the fuck all. Get the fuck out of here. No, that is their fight, not ours. And if you really cared about all of that, then, maybe you wouldn't have done all these other actions to instigate it. W's in the chat to Nancy for the $10 Venmo. Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever. Thank you so much, Nancy. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And I think we're going to see them get a lot more aggressive. Some Trump supporter came up earlier and he said that this was going to lead to them wanting to come to the table to make a deal. And I'm like, that's what they were doing. That's actually what they were doing. Trump went into a room, and based off of the response of the Iranian officials, I would argue he wasn't being his usual Trump self. You know what? I'm going to theorize that Trump went in that room and spoke to Iranian officials the way he spoke to Zohran Mamdani when it came to the White House. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because if Iran responded in the way that they did, they wouldn't have done it if he was being usual dickhead Trump. Two, the fact that he didn't say anything about it whatsoever, not even to compliment himself, was super fucking suspicious. Super fucking suspicious. And we checked it on live. We went back and looked. It was weird. Do you guys want to do this last guest in the box? Because we already hit 400,000 likes. Actually, I don't care. We're going to go watch the movie.
Go ahead and drop me down, Hector.
Appreciate you coming up. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Let me tag them now. Let me, can I join
Hector,
the call?
Erica, you guys remember me? Fuck you guys. I hate you guys. You guys made me mad.
I forgot about him.
Who is that?
The little boy that's obsessed. He just need a nap.
Let me name this channel here. And we're going to start this party. Guys, we're going to the Discord to watch Black Panther. If you're coming, check the link in the bio, or those of you on the YouTube side, the link in the description of the stream to join the Discord and watch the movie. Cool? Great.
Hector, can we do one more? I'll give you $1.
One more what?
And so somebody in the they're not in the request anymore. Never mind. Oh, I'm definitely not. Nope.
Those of you joining the VC on the Discord, try not to say anything because I'm still on live. It's not even showing up for me. Must have been a sign. Yeah, that guy's not even in the request anymore. Let me let Chase back up here.
Okay, I'll debate you guys. Please, I'm sorry. How do you guys feel about what
Chase,
happened?
how many amendments are there?
Huh?
How many amendments are there, Chase?
Okay, I have a question for you since you always want to ask questions for me. How do you feel? How do you feel about what happened today to the Supreme
do you
Leader?
have?
I have 2.
What are their names?
So why'd you block me?
They crazy as hell.
I'm gonna let you back up to block you, child. You're weird. Okay, so, yeah, that's it. Let me do what I keep saying I'm gonna do and end YouTube first.
Just end.
Bye. Shout out to some of the hardest working mods. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate every last one of you. Ruth, Brett, Taro, Jana, Toybox Bree, Val, Feisty. You guys are awesome. Wizard, of course, Wizard, and everyone else I can't think of off the top of my head. Big shout out to you guys. Once again, link is in the description of the live stream if you want to watch the party. Better yet, join to subscribe, to support the stream, or just shoot shit. We have fun in the Discord. It's kind of dead lately. I don't do too much in there, but you know, great community, over 600 members. I don't know who else is live, so I don't give a fuck about a redirect. Bye.